Welcome to the JpH podcast. Dirty laundry and white lies.
Back for episode 8. That's some Ohio Revival. Love them guys, man. Some local act out of the Tiffin area and Fremont as well. We got they have members Dylan and with Chase Dahl and Neil Anderson and the great Drew and I'm telling you, them guys are awesome, man.
Yeah,
very good musicians. A good mix of musicians.
The first time I saw them, well, the first and only time, I'd like to see them more, but I haven't yet, was that party in the park that Fremont had a couple years back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I remember we were going, and I thought, this is going to be some religious band that I'm just not going to be able to get into. And then we get there, and both Jen and I were blown away. We're like, these guys are awesome. To a point, I think Jen even started following them on Facebook or something. And she's always telling me, hey, they're playing here, they're playing here. Unfortunately, we haven't made it anywhere to watch them. But yeah, when I saw them at that party at the park, I was very impressed.
Yeah. Well, it's a good group of
musicians
all the way around.
Yeah, the musicians are just amazing. And they're so tight. I mean, they're extremely tight every time I've seen them. I mean, they're right on the money. 2020, they were all over releasing all kinds of music and stuff. And when I talked to the guys recently, they said they're just, right now, they don't have no plans for any shows this year. They said that they're all in different bands that are geared up and running right now. A lot of them are in the Eric Sowers band, so pretty much
of the four.
Pretty much all of them but Drew. So and Eric's running running to the wall. So that's what they told me what was going on for 2021 and maybe something in 2022. So
yeah, I'd definitely like to see them again. They were very good.
Yeah, very, very good.
Last time I saw them was in New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I see them over at the St. Joe.
Yeah.
Yep, I was there too.
I missed each other, remember.
We were trying to...
That's right.
Yeah,
they were
you
there.
guys,
We did see them there.
I was going to say, did you
I
guys?
forgot about that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys went to the Moose or something. Didn't you go to the Moose?
Elks.
The Elks, yeah.
Moose isn't open anymore.
It might have been for New Year's. I don't know.
But yeah, I forgot they were playing.
Oh, yeah. That's the Moose.
I also forget, were they playing their original music or were they playing covers?
They played both.
Okay.
They always, ever since they started writing that music and releasing it, they always had it in the mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's really the way to do it. Do both.
Yeah. I agree.
No, I agree.
You can play
Might
all
as
night.
well. And it's good music. I mean, that's like, it kind of reminds me of some Black Crowes type style, not like vocal wise, but style and
a little
stuff.
Southern
rock,
yeah.
Very,
like
very
a revival, kind of?
kind of like a revival. Yeah, no shit.
Interesting.
But not a religious one.
No. Well, I had an idea for a band name before. Is Dr. Reverend and the Clergy. Because I was writing some really soulful music.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah,
before.
I thought that'd just be fun. So then here comes Ohio Revival. I was like, oh, dang it. I'm going to look up the rip-off artist.
Oh, boy.
No, they are very, very good.
I will say this, that the 3 bands that we've had that being the featured artists has involved Chase Dahl.
I was thinking that as you said he was in this band. I'm like,
I think I'm gonna reach out to him sometime and say you're gonna be on the show.
Yeah,
because
might
we
as
talked
well,
about you
right?
for 3 times. He's an amazing guitar player. He has an amazing story. He's very talented.
if he listens to the podcast, he'll reach out to us and say, "Yeah, I want to be on the show."
Chase, here's your opportunity, man. I'll text you later.
Well,
yeah, that would be
somebody that's
very
in
cool.
both of those, in a lot of those bands with Chase, then too.
Dylan.
Well, not just Dylan
and Neil.
Maybe we should have the 3 of them down here.
And it would.
I said it.
That'd be interesting.
It would
would
be
be.
fun to have Chase on here because he is
yeah.
known as the Tony Taylor knockoff, right?
Oh man,
we
Maybe he
could
can
extend that a bit.
Yeah.
maybe
All
he
the
can finally pay me.
all the way back from the
Back
Heritage
up the
Festival
Brinks truck, baby.
8 years ago. It's about 8 years old, isn't it? He owes you at least 8 years of royalties.
Yeah.
Stole your move, man.
He did.
So, all right. So that's all. That's our featured music guest. But we got a special guest in the studio here today. You want to introduce our guest?
We have Mr. Sonny Workman with us tonight, and he is an amazing person here for our city of Fremont. He works for the United States Post Office. He also is an admin for one of the Fremont pages that we'll get into here in a few minutes.
Well, he
as well as
two of them, didn't he?
We'll get into it here.
Well, we got him here. He'll answer
Well,
that
we'll
question.
do all the asking. But also,
just like an
out of all of that, an author of two amazing illustrated children's books that I love. I mean, they were just awesome. So, Sonny, welcome to the JpH podcast.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for having me here. First off, I wanted to say I always wondered if you guys had clothes on while you're doing this podcast. And
it's early,
and now you know that you have to take them off when you want.
And I'm here to report you got clothes on. So that's great. But you guys were talking about the Ohio Revival Band.
Yes.
I know Drew real well, and he's a great guy. And a lot of them guys in the band are just awesome.
Yeah.
And so, they're a great band, and I'd love to hear it. So thanks for that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
When I talked to Jamie, I reached out to Jamie. I had Fremont First page, and then I just changed it to Sandusky County First. But I reached out to Jamie because I heard he was starting this podcast, and I thought, wow, this is awesome, because I love when people create their own momentum, and they see a need. And you guys get along so great. I just love watching it.
Oh,
it kind of reminds me of my high school days.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to him, and we talked about it and had a little interview on I call it a video cast.
Oh yeah, man, it was great. Yeah, it was a good time.
We
so
saw that.
We did that to Strand.
Yeah, we just
You've actually been one of our biggest supporters.
Yes.
I mean, public supporters.
Yes.
It's kind of nice to see you posting out there and
when we do the
pumping us up.
releases and
Thank
stuff,
you
you're
so
more and
much.
more jumping on that. We do appreciate that.
That's what I love about it. That's why when I see something happen that somebody thought of an idea, like Jamie, and you guys joined in, and I just love to promote it and encourage it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do.
We appreciate it. We really do.
He's like, hey, that's what I do.
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
Without the head nod, Tony. Jesus.
But there's the whole Facebook is the dynamics is it could be a good thing. It could be a terrible thing. There's so much drama out there, and there's negativity, and so that was the main purpose of the whole page. Is I was on other pages, and would see the arguing going back and forth, and nobody was happy.
I will say you do make a very good attempt to keep it positive, and people seem to respect that on your pages.
They shut it down too.
Right.
He shuts it down.
And
respectively.
I know people complain about that. One thing that drives me nuts when people complain about that, it's a private entity and it's a private group.
Yeah, don't like it, leave.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. It's not censorship. The government is censorship.
Right.
A private company can run the company the way we want, as well as a private group.
Yes, I've explained that to him before. I explained like a private beach. I use that example. You go to a private beach, you have these rules and regulations.
Yeah.
And,
Usually they're nude.
Right. Jamie's
is that just me? Is that just the private beaches I go to?
Well, apparently that's not everywhere because I get yelled at every goddamn time.
Kelly's Island is not a private beach.
They finally took my picture down there, so it's okay. It's no longer hanging up there. So.
But I get a lot of complaints, I guess to say, about the page. Some, not a lot, but I usually reach out to them and I explain to them why I took something down, or why we turned off commenting. And after some conversations, they usually turn around and agree with me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really helps out, communication.
I was gonna say, it's amazing what happens with conversation.
Oh, yeah.
It's
so weird how everything's on a computer now. So it's a different breed for everyone to process.
When I was in city council and people had questions for me, and then when I would talk to them and address it, it's like, okay, I get it now, thanks. So it was the same thing when I was on the board with real estate. It's like this one lady's like, well, you took my seat. I was like, I did what? It's like, down at the state, you took my seat. I said, no, I didn't. I was like, why would I give you 2 seats? I go, that's less voices we have. She goes, oh, I didn't think about it that way. It's like, yeah. So once you have a conversation,
Right.
A two-way conversation instead of you're not seeing my point of view one way. It's totally different.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
3 sides to every story. 3 sides to every story.
Good job, Sonny. Good to have you here.
Hey,
man.
We started the Fremont First, and which is now Sandusky County First, and the whole purpose of it was to, build up the community. Positive light. I hear it all the time. I got a message once that somebody said, "Well, there's negativity in the world. On a battery, there's a positive and a negative." And I said, "Yes, you can remain the negative, and I'll remain the positive."
Well, and
That is awesome.
That's a great point. But the problem is we become one side or the other. We're no longer there's no longer any moderate. I mean, it's always got to be totally polarized, and it just drives me insane. Which is what I have a hard. I mean, I very rarely post on Facebook anymore. I usually use it for the events more than anything, and mindless scrolling. But that's the biggest problem with Facebook right now. It's become the whole world in general has become so polarized. But we're starting to tread on a topic that we've been trying to stay away from. So I don't want to get too deep into that. But.
Well, that's the point of this.
Coincides with the Facebook. I mean, the stuff that Sonny deals with. I mean,
well, and what you wanted this podcast to be about.
Right. Just stay in the positive light. Yeah, because there's so much of that out there. There's even podcasts that focus on that.
Yes.
And I'm like, screw that, man. Let's do something fun, man.
Definitely.
Somebody
fun
said
and dumb, man. Let's just have a good time.
Oh, yeah. When I said to somebody, he's like, "We're doing a podcast." Like, "Oh, are you worried about getting shut down?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "We're not doing nothing crazy."
Oh, so narrow minded.
But if this gets shut down,
The whole world's in trouble, baby.
Oh boy.
And also I'll be famous. It'll be the JpH podcast got shut down. That's me. That's me. You guys will be running for the hills. I'll still be out there. Hey.
So
maybe that'll be the
Sue
thing.
me.
The super secret location has been discovered.
Wait, whoa. We can't do that today.
No, we can do it. We just
Okay, we got to edit it?
Yeah.
Super secret location.
By the United States Post Office.
There we go. Today and today only.
Today's the only.
Real quick, we'll come back to your Facebook stuff. I just want to point out that this podcast is a first. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's only the second day of August.
It's the first day of August.
Yes, you're right.
yeah.
The first day of August.
First day, yeah.
This is by far the earliest
Recording.
we've ever recorded a podcast.
This is true.
And we still won't get it out before the end of August.
The other podcast came out today.
Just came out, yeah.
Yes, it's tough.
Yeah, it is, especially in the summer. You know,
Yeah.
you got.
I don't
a lot
know
of
how.
going on.
I don't know how Alex and Mike do the Miho and the Man podcast. They'll bat them out 2 or 3 times in a 3-week period, and
I don't know how they do it either. But if you remember when we started this, you said you wanted to do a couple of months.
I said 2 every other week.
And I told you, there's
After
no
the
way.
second month, we're like, no way. There's no way, man. I mean, as busy as us 3 are with our full-time jobs and everything else we involve in, especially in the summertime. I mean, the 3 of us, I mean, between bands and trips and, scheduling, and I mean, it's just insane. I got the camping and the boating, and you got the trips and stuff, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard, but we are very grateful that we still have the followers that we do, and
Yes,
they love
Thank
the
you,
monthly
guys.
podcast. So
we try to do it.
including our number 1 fan right here.
Yes, Mr. Sonny Workman. That's been a big part of that.
So let's get back to Sonny, but we let's discuss what's been going on since.
What about our drinks first?
That's what I'm getting to.
okay.
That's
The segue guy is on it.
I'm
I'm sorry.
segueing this.
I should not interrupt the master of segues.
I said we're not going to call it a segue on the mic on the podcast. That's what I said.
Well,
And we
he
are
also
doing
didn't
it again.
Segue 1, take 2.
Take 2.
All right, so we'll get back to Sonny here in a minute. But let's talk about what we've been up to the last. I guess it's only been 2 weeks since we recorded the last podcast.
Hey, I've had a lot 2 weeks, so I don't know about you.
And let's see what we're drinking here. So Tony, you go first.
How about we start with our guests?
You know what? That's a good idea.
Oh, right,
No,
man. I'm not a beer drinker. A little story back when I got married in my, the bachelor party, so to speak. I had a Milwaukee Light. Was probably my problem. I got really sick, and ever since then, I never drunk beer again.
Oh,
Really?
I got me a little Cayman Jack margarita here.
I
don't know if you
love
ever had them.
Cayman Jack. Yes.
Oh man, they are good. A little sweet. Some people
like
don't
it.
like that, but I love it.
yeah.
That's like 5.8%.
Oh, man, I love it, man. I get the buckets a lot when I'm down there.
I gotta say, when we were coming into this, and I'm trying to figure out what I was gonna bring. Actually, it didn't take too much thought, but I did think about you. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen Sonny drinking anything. I go, is he going to have like an energy drink or something there? I'm glad to see it's not an energy drink.
I actually text Jamie and said, "Hey, I'm going to bring a drink, right?" And he goes, "Yeah."
And I
think he was a little shocked too.
Well, no, I even told him, I said, "Hey, man, it don't have to be a beer. I mean, it don't, because if someone doesn't drink,
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh no, I'm bringing me a drink." I was like, "Sweet."
So Cayman Jack Margarita. I think I've had one of those.
I've had those at Buckets once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a glorified Mike's Hard Lemonade,
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Tony.
Mr. Taylor,
I went to
the
go
owner
get-
of Rock House Studios, as well as the producer. What are you drinking, baby?
I went to Easy Shop to go get a masthead, the single mast head,
Masterhead.
not masterhead. And I went to get their coffee, the single origin coffee stout, and they didn't have it. So I saw this Roque. I've had that French toast. This is the Ice Cream Man.
Oh.
Wow.
Stop me if you pass me by. All
wish
my
I still-
flavors are guaranteed to satisfy.
For somebody that doesn't like
Shut
that
up.
guy.
He's
Anyways,
I don't know that you don't like him. You just don't like Van Halen as much with him, right?
no, he doesn't like him.
Oh,
He's
I
See,
went
I-
and seen him live.
See,
on
I
the
like
Soul
him.
Stuff.
I
That
like
is
him.
correct.
You have?
I went and seen him. Yeah,
Really?
for Eat 'Em Alive. I went and seen it. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I like him. I just think
Badass.
Van Halen's a better group with Sammy Hagar.
It is. End of story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
period.
definitely.
It's a
Sorry,
more
Bubba.
musical group.
Sorry, Bubba. Truth hurts.
Sorry, Bubba.
Not only does love hurts, so does the truth, baby.
Jesus Christ.
All right, anyways,
All
we
right,
got the
continue,
drink here,
Tony.
baby.
It's the Ice Cream Man. It's a sour ale, and so I
Ooh.
didn't want to do it, but it has hints of vanilla and orange, so it's kind of like a
Oh,
creamsicle.
With a
oh.
little sour to it.
Let me try some of that.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Did you have to go buy the ice cream sprinkles to get that?
Here's another first. I'm gonna drink after Tony here.
Uh-oh.
That's not a first for me.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good. All right, Greg Kohler. It's Roque Ice Cream Man. Make sure you look into
Wow.
that for
I'm
us.
not going to drink after you two, but you can pour a
Well,
little bit in my
Greg,
drink.
Greg doesn't listen to the podcast,
But yeah,
but
Deb
Deb
does.
does.
Deb does.
So
Deb's a big
Deb,
fan.
please let
Don't
Greg
go
know
crazy,
we want
Tony,
that.
'cause I don't want to waste it. God damn it, Taylor.
That was pretty good.
All right, there we go.
Ugh.
No
All right.
ice cream man for him.
All right. Jamie
like
votes that
feet.
one down. Tastes like feet.
Tastes like
How do you know what feet taste like?
You ever lick your old lady's foot?
He sucks
No.
on toe.
You never suck on any toes?
No.
Really?
Oh, man. Poor-
I might have, but I don't recall.
Holy shit, that was horrible.
I think it's good. You probably don't like sours though.
Apparently not.
It's actually a mellow sour
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
because I'm not a big sour fan.
I will make sure.
That's
smooth.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what do you got there?
So there's two reasons why I got what I've got. One, my lovely wife, she's amazing. She always thinks of me for me. She tried to go out and try to find something for me.
Wait, we call that mother wifing.
It is some mother wifing, but this is good mother wifing. And
Do you get like special like sex or laid every time you bring up how great your wife is? That is every goddamn episode.
What is wrong with celebrating your wife?
Oh no, I love my wife. I was just asking. It's like,
No,
hey,
my-
babe, listen to this one. I'm knocking out the party tonight. All right.
no, she's just a very thoughtful
I
person.
know.
She always
She's
thinks of me.
she's a damn good. This
She
is
is. She's too
probably
good
one of
for
the best
me.
things that ever happened to you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'll second that.
And so she knew we were recording, so she told me twice. I tried to find beer for you, but I just couldn't find anything that sounded interesting. I said, "What do we got in the fridge?" She said, "Miller Lite and Lennon Kugel Summer Shandy." I thought, well, we're coming up on the end of the dog days of summer, so,
I almost picked up a fucking bottle of summer shandy.
well, you should have. So Summer Shandy made sense. We're at the end of the dog days of summer. Let's enjoy it and look forward to fall, I guess. I hate
you
fall.
still
What's the
haven't done
second
your summer drink all summer.
What's the second reason? That was the first reason.
No, because Jen didn't find one.
Oh.
And then this was in the fridge, so I went with it.
Sorry, it was a long story. I got lost.
I understand that. We both have awesome mother wives.
I agree. I
I
agree.
mean, we came up with that term, and
Well, Tony came up with the term, and I adopted it because he was spot on.
so yeah.
And then they get mad because we bring it up, and then
What would
they
you do if we didn't do that?
All right, Jamie.
What I got is the All Day from Founders Pale Ale. And it's a seasonal ale, so it's good for the summer. It's good for the winter. It's good for the fall. And it's good right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah!
An all season drink.
Oh, it's like all season tire. It probably tastes like it too. If it's
Love
an
it,
IPA.
man.
Hey,
That's great. I love it, man.
yeah, I'm not an IPA fan, man. I
Not
just, I
either.
just don't care for them.
I know you don't.
So you just 3 days ago had a concert.
Yeah. What a show.
Yeah, you took a limo bus up there. You got me in trouble because you told me that you told my wife
I did.
that you sent an invite
Let's
to
back
me.
that up here. Okay, yeah. So first, oh man, early in the year, a friend of mine that I grew up with, Jamie Tepe, she passed away, and she had brain cancer. And I've been Mark and Jan were very good friends with my mom and dad growing up. Mark has always been a part of my life. Her dad. And so it was kind of tough when Jamie passed. And so one of the things, she was a good kid, man. I mean, had her shit together. I mean, she was very understanding of everything and accepted everything. And she set things that she wanted done when she was gone, so that it wasn't worth everything that she fought for. And one of the things that she told her mom she wanted was, I want to do a 5K run, and I want people to understand, that this exists and recognize it. And Jan, she took it, and it was an amazing event. And your wife did run it.
Your beer's overflowing. I don't mean to interrupt this story, but your beer is overflowing right on your lap.
You know why though?
The ice cream.
And you know why I don't care? Because I love head.
Giving or receiving.
So I'm sorry to interrupt that story. It's a story that shouldn't have been interrupted, but I happened to see that, and I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah.
So go on.
But yes, your wife was there.
Yep.
My daughter Adrian, she ran and she came in first place. She was the first
I heard
female.
that. Congratulations,
Wow.
Adrian.
Yes.
Nice.
Coach Elder.
24 minutes or something like that. I think
Yeah,
you said?
and it was
for
Shides and Coach Elder was both there, and they were very pleased that she was the first female to cross through, and then she was very upset at her time.
Well, and Jen told me not only did she get that time,
Yeah.
but the thing she has to think about is Jen said
It wasn't.
they didn't measure the distance right. It was
That's what
longer
Elder-
than a 5K.
Coach
Oh.
Elder pulled her aside and he says, "Stop right
Yep.
now because your time was good." She said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I had your time." He goes, I watched your time. You were on your time." He goes,
Yep.
and he told her where the actual 5K actually ended and where she was at, and then she was okay.
Yeah.
And then when she got the trophy, and Jeremy made a bunch of cool little keychains and stuff that everyone got for a gift bag, she was very touched, and she told me, she was, "Dad, I want to run that run for Jamie." I was like,
oh, so they're going to keep it Oh, she told you.
yeah,
this
she
year.
told
Okay,
me
gotcha,
up front
gotcha.
because I want to run that run for Jamie, and I was like, okay, let's just sign you up and get you done. And
Cool.
yeah, it was a pretty cool event, very big turnout, very nice. Mr. Fremont was there, Jay Cullen.
I heard that.
Yes, he went and told everybody that could hear that
That
Jamie
you used to get him in
Hallbison in trouble at the 18 Club. we went to the Cleveland Indians game, and Jamie yelled at me. I'm like, "Oh God, stop! Let it go, buddy." But yeah, Jay finished the race, and he got a big ovation and stuff when he came through. And but yeah, it was a very good event. Yes, so I do apologize because I was very upset that you chose to go to Put-in-Bay instead of seeing Winger and Warrant in Toledo, Ohio for free on a limo bus. What is wrong with you?
So, all right, let me give a little bit back.
So I'm glad.
He's a
her
super
face,
fan.
her face when I told her, she's like, "What? Oh man, wait till I get home." I was like,
Oh,
yes.
she didn't wait. She sent me a text.
I said, yes.
Jen did.
Yeah, she was at the
really?
race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me back up a little. Earlier when we saw Warrant and Winger were playing there, we're like, okay, we want to go to this. We had it in Jen put it in our calendar, but Jen puts everything in our calendar. Like shit that we're not going to that we might be interested in, she puts it in our calendar. So it was there, but also Jordan and Josh
Oh my God.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
we're playing at Frosty's for the first time. They were debuting at Frosty's at Put in Bay. You got to support your friends. So we had other friends that were going over to Put in Bay with us. So I kind of felt like we had committed to that already. And then when you offered that up, I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that was today. And so I didn't want to back out on friends.
My wife told me if I had texted her, she was going to jump ship. You should text me, I'd have said yes.
She did. She told me that as well.
I was like, damn it, from here on out, I'm not talking
So
about it.
yeah, if you'd have texted her, we probably would have been there.
Yes. But yeah, it was a very good show. Winger did an amazing job. I mean, it was just incredible. Original lineup. They had
really?
Yeah, everyone back. Rev Beach was in there. Taylor was in there. I mean, it was the total original lineup. They made the announcement after like the third song that you're seeing the original lineup. Wow. After COVID, they just said, you know what? Let's bygones be bygones, and let's do what we were built to do, and that's to kick ass
cool.
and rock and roll. And Warrant, I was disappointed in Warrant, but
Janie Lane wasn't front.
I mean, I'm going to be biased anyways because of that.
Right.
But there was a lot of people around us that kept saying the same thing, like, this dude sucks singing. And I was kind of disappointed because actually he's a very good singer. I mean, I actually did like him in Lynch Mob.
Is that Lynch
and
Mob
Cry of
singer?
Love. Yeah, he was Cry of Love as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it was a good time. We had Shelly Liskey gave us
And
the bus. and
Looked
stuff
like you
from
had
there.
VIP tickets.
Yes,
so you
we had VIP.
Nice.
We were right up front.
Wow.
There.
That's
And,
awesome.
Yeah, we seen Gary Jones there and Norm
Yeah,
Van Ness.
I saw Gary posted something
Yeah.
there. So.
And it was a good time. I mean, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
We took my niece there. It was her first concert.
I saw that.
And she made out great because we were able to I caught a pick, so I gave her the pick, which she loved, and then we got her to meet Winger and got her picture taken with Reb, and then she got a concert shirt and she in a limo bus, and she was
That was Reb she had that picture with?
yeah, that was Reb. Yeah, he's kind of put on some weight.
Oh, my God.
And he's old, he's older too. I
He
mean,
looked like a 70s rock
yeah.
star.
Yeah,
he
but I'll
did.
tell you what, man, he was on fire.
Oh,
my
Yeah.
God. And he introduced Reb, and it was funny because he's like, this is Rev Beach. He goes, original guitar player for Winger. Also played in this.
Yeah, who did he play with? He was playing for someone very recently.
He
who was
plays
high
with
profile.
Whitesnake. He plays
Whitesnake,
with
yeah.
Lynch Mob. He plays with Dokken. He plays with
How can you play with Lynch Mob?
he plays with George on Lynch Mob once
Really?
in a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
But yeah, he was kept going like he was making fun of Rev because all the bands he plays in.
Right.
He goes,
funny.
but I was first. But yeah, we had a good time, man.
Good.
Had a very good time.
And I apologize. I had to
I don't
brush
care.
you off. I would have liked to
I
have
don't
gone.
give a shit.
If it was
I still
another
have fun.
day, absolutely.
Well,
Now,
then I brushed both of you guys off, but on accident, I had to buy a vehicle.
no, we get it. That's fine.
Oh, what'd you buy?
Another Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Oh,
It's a pretty nice
Nice.
one too. We were looking at it before the podcast here.
Yeah.
So, one thing we did since the last podcast that we talked about on the last podcast is we took our third field trip
Yeah, baby.
up to the
Yes.
grist mill.
yes.
A day one.
A day trip.
Day
So
trip.
it was much calmer than the previous two.
Well, I will say
It
this
was.
much: by 11:30 at night, I was in rare form.
Well, you continued on.
yes,
Yeah.
We went on the pontoon, went to buckets.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was bad.
And I
Very
think
nice.
it was both you two's first times watching J.K. Raz.
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
And
yeah.
what did you guys think?
the harmonizing, right, Tony?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, that is just. I'm sitting and I was my chair because I got there late. You guys stuck me with the back to the band, but
that's not our fault.
I know
We were there on time.
I know. So, anyways, but it was like I'm sitting there and I literally had to turn around to give Carrie and Jamie and them guys. I can't remember the other gentleman too that plays with them.
Brandon.
Brandon, yeah, Raz, yeah. I'd give them a god damn. I mean, the harmonizing is.
They're
If
amazing.
you ever are out and about in the PC area and you're able to see J.K. Raz as somewhere, stop there for I don't care if it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You will be blown away.
Especially if you like 70s music.
Well, we were talking. I was looking for like the harmonizer pedal.
Oh, you
No.
thought they were
Oh.
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah, you and I
was like,
did, yeah.
Man, it's like, is there that sounds like the harmonizer pedal.
No.
Like it was so perfect in unison and
Yeah.
everything. Then like, no, it's just them.
right.
Just
There
being-
because there were no pedals up on stage. That's right.
Yeah.
We did talk. I don't see a pedal up there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
They're
they
just that good.
they are amazing.
I was blown away.
Great band. Now, I did talk to them the first time I saw them because I thought they'd make a good addition to Rib Redemption. but now we got the 2 mics, and I've already got them lined up.
Yeah,
but
Mike Reiser,
one
Mike
of these
Ritter.
years, I got to get J.K. Raz in there,
you,
too.
man. I'm with you.
Or we just need to throw a party and hire J.K. Raz.
Yeah.
We'll throw a podcast. Oh, we're already doing that. Well, more on that later, maybe.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
we
later.
got to figure that all out
Yeah,
first.
we'll discuss that.
Oh, a little bit of
Yes. Not foreshadowing.
anticipation.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, all right. Well, we're back to Tony, you got anything you want to talk about?
Well, no, I mean, it's, I got the car.
got-
My old one died.
Yeah. Did it die or was it close to dying?
I don't want to say because I traded it in.
You pushed it in, and
Andy, if you're listening, put it on the back lot.
But like, I really love that car, and I wanted to keep it for another 5 years, but it wasn't going to make it. And so actually, when I left it, I actually fist bumped the front fender.
Oh,
good
Jesus
stuff.
Christ.
And so,
wow.
I mean, I love that car. I mean, I really did. And so, like, my wife was like, "Do you like the car? Do you like not having a payment?" I go, "No, I really like the car."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they had to go, but I love the new one though too. So
Actually, this may sound stupid, but I know what you're saying because when I went up after the accident that I had, and I had to go clear out, they called me up and they said, you need to get all your belongings out of the car because, it's officially towed. So I went up there and I go in this lot of like all these dead, destroyed cars like everywhere. And I'm like, the guy's in there with a crowbar trying to break the back door open because it jammed the frame up. And I'm trying to get the stuff out of it. And we closed it. And I get in my truck. I go to leave. And I'm like, holy crap, man. I'm like, it really was like kind of emotional to the point where it was like, I was kind of sad when I left. And I was like, man, I really missed that. And it was kind of a bum deal. I mean, it was like, I'm going to miss that car.
yeah. Speaking of cars, my
Oh,
car,
yeah.
I had a Malibu, a 2005. I bought it 1 year old,
Wow.
and it had 220,000 miles on it.
In a
You
year?
bought it in a year?
No. I bought
I
it.
was
Bought it in 2005, he said.
I know. I thought you
it had
you bought it.
34,000 miles in 1 year.
Okay.
So somebody drove it like
Yeah.
heck.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
I
thought
bought
like
it.
you bought it a year.
I was like, God damn, man. That's better got a good deal, Sonny.
And so 220,000 is going like a top, running real great. And I came across Eli Seymour's dad's car, and I bought that.
Oh, wow.
And,
That's cool.
That's what's here.
So I donated my car to Science. Can you believe it?
Really? What?
Yeah, they wanted it.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of the
They
engine
wanted,
and the miles.
Yeah, they wanted to see the
Yeah, I've
miles.
seen that
Really?
before. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen that
so they
before.
came and got
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, they
That's
came and got
pretty
it.
cool.
It ran real well. I never had no problems.
Yeah.
All them years. And man.
Yeah,
I
I've
had
heard
a
of that.
Malibu, and it's a really good running car. I mean,
Yes.
it must be the Malibu.
Yeah, it
thing.
must have been. That motor or something. V6.
Oh, yours
Yeah.
was a 6?
Yeah.
Mine was a 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they were good cars.
That's pretty
Nice.
All right. We do got to get back to our guest. He's got a lot to cover. But we should probably listen to another song by Ohio Revival before
Yeah.
that, huh?
Let's get Chase all queued up on here, man.
What song?
We'll lead you into the other song that they got out. Oh,
A lot of good ones.
man. I'm sorry. I'm
We
getting
can edit this whole part out. Right. We'll take this whole part out right here.
No, I want everyone to see the unpreparation.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Or we could do another blooper reel at some point.
Throw it in the back. Yeah, no kidding.
Sonny, did you get to listen to the blooper reel when we did it?
Yes, that was excellent. I loved it.
I'll tell you what was great about
I'm
that.
glad you guys added that.
Oh, Tony wanted to do it. He's like, let's leave it in there. And I'm not like experimental like Tony is. He's like, dude, leave it in there for like, backstage. And, whoa, what the?
That kind
Whoa.
of experiment.
Yeah, I was glad it was there. It's funny.
I mean, after it was nice that everybody got to hear it and laugh. Especially, my favorite part was when we were down here and Tony, I don't know if he was going to the bathroom or getting a beer, but we're sitting down there with the guest and me and Matt are talking. And all of a sudden, Time to Play the Game comes on and nobody's even touched. Yeah, screw that stupid rule. It ain't
We've
my
screwed
rule.
it since podcast 1.
That's because it's not your podcast to make rules. Yes, it's ours. And I just for the record, I know we're getting away from Ohio Revival. We'll do them real quick here. Last week at the gristmill,
At the gristmill.
Yeah.
We had a coming together
we
moment.
had a coming together moment with the podcast, and it was time for me to let the two others understand that it's our podcast.
Wow.
It was tough.
Why was even that so hard?
Yeah,
Man,
that was very tough. Wasn't
That
it?
was tough.
I'm trying to show that the stupid eagle, that was with quotations in the air, is not real. So
So are you going to change the title then? Or
No. No idea, dude. Sonny. No. Not, you know what? No. Absolutely not.
JMT?
He already had it. He already had the
Yeah,
name.
he had it ready to go.
He already
Yeah.
knew the name.
I love it.
I think it's
That does
dumb.
sound better than JpH, doesn't it?
Nothing sounds better than JpH. What's wrong with you?
Okay, see, the eagle's still there. We got it.
Now you're in check.
I thought that was
Tear
so
the
funny.
walls down on JpH. What's wrong with you? Owl?
Well, at least maybe then we can make a Facebook page that's not private.
Right, yeah,
Right,
exactly.
Make it public. Yeah.
I didn't understand the whole question. Oh, sure. We'll make it private. Nobody gets stupid. I didn't know what it was.
Well,
And then Mike was like, "Oh no, dude, dude, you screwed up." I was like, "I'll go back and change it." No, you can't. I'm like, "Yes, I can." No, I couldn't.
This sounds like the guy at Halloween when he was warning you about taking your kids through that one area. It was no longer a kids zone. It was
Like, that's your point.
yeah. It was
Oh
like,
yeah, he goes, "Take your kids back, sir. Don't bring your kids in here." We kept walking. It was like Snoopy Land.
It was a Snoopy Land.
It was so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, how bad can it be? Dude, fuck that. I
what,
dude,
during
I-
Halloween or
no,
something?
didn't
Yeah.
you say like I already warned you twice?
You've been warned. Oh, whatever, dude. Oh yeah, man, that's some scary shit. You ever done the Halloween weekends up there? At
Yeah.
Cedar Point?
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
good.
Do you you guys like the
They're
haunted
good.
houses?
Oh, yeah.
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 I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just at that age where it's like I don't
Because
I don't want to get excited. I'm afraid I might do something dumb, punchy or
Right,
something.
right.
I don't know. I used to do them all the time. Haunted Hydro.
Yeah.
Was what in Toledo was the not the blood bank. When the place with the old slaughterhouse. There was a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
104 always advertised that, and oh man, that was good. Because they'd have the conveyors still open, it would run every now and then, and they'd stop it, and the brakes would make all the noises. And, and you'd go down the hallway, and it was all strobe lights, and they had back in the school days when you had your plays at elementary school, and they had those bifolds that were open. You put crepe paper on and made like this was the office room, whatever, but it was like the whole hallway was that. And as you're walking down, hands are shooting out of it. I'm like, And it was great. And then Bob does an awesome job at the Haunted Hydro as well too. And,
Yeah, he does.
You
ever been to
they're
that-
funny as hell because they would sit there and they're like, and be like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and someone says, I don't know if I want to do this. And he's like, you're going to door number 3 because that was like the scariest door.
Right.
And I go down the dumb door and I'm like walking around like, God, I got screwed again. And I can hear her on the other one.
I shoved Tina through one of the bad doors. That brings it up.
What was you gonna say about Bob?
Yeah. I used to coach cross country for like 24 years, and we'd always go up the one in Hell, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
I heard of
that
that.
was an awesome
Yeah, I've
one.
heard of that, yep.
We'd get the school van and go up there, and them kids would come back changed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
After that
It's
third
like
year, I had to get a
Scared
waiver.
Straight haunted
Yeah.
house edition.
Straight, yeah.
It's the third year, had to do a waiver.
Had to get a waiver. Kids
right.
staying
What's
up all
wrong
night.
with that coach, man?
We're about 5 minutes past the segue.
Oh my God.
So pick your song and let's do it, and let's get on with Sonny so we can feature Sonny as part of our podcast here.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey.
It's so much closer, buddy.
It's not your podcast, though, Matt. It's just-
Jordan, he's pushing me, man.
It's
So
not JMT.
why don't you text me your number, Jordan?
Text me your number.
Yeah.
Jordan, yeah,
What do
you
they
know,
require in having
the
each other's number?
The replacement. I told him if I ever replace Matt, Jordan's going to take the job. All right, bring it on back by Ohio Revival, man. Awesome ass tune. Check it out.
Bring it on back, cause I'm flowing like a gun, baby. Bring it on back, cause you knowin' that I wanna. Well, you looking so tough, my little badass mama. Won't you bring it on back?
baby. Love it. God, I just love that groove, man. That Southern rock style that they put out. And Drew's got that voice.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, it's just
He's
got
good.
that perfect voice.
Uh-huh.
Man, for that style of music, it's just amazing. I love it, man.
Yep, very good.
Very, very, very good, man.
It is. I had to keep that drum break in there.
I loved it, man.
So-
It's
Yeah.
sweet, man. Gotta keep Neil in it, man. Gotta keep Neil in it. Yeah, damn good song, man. Damn,
Very
damn
good,
man.
yeah.
Again, Ohio Revival. They have a Facebook page. Check them out. They got some music up on Apple Music as well as YouTube as well. And on their Facebook page, they have several different songs released and stuff. And check it out on their Facebook page. Again, when I talked to Chase and the guys, they said that nothing going on for this year, but possibly for next year.
Hope to see them, yeah.
Depending what
Yeah,
the
they're
schedules bring with the band and stuff. Like I said, it's tough to juggle multiple bands. So
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So, Sonny, back to you.
Hey, what's shaking?
What's saying? That's right, baby.
We talked about your Facebook page, which was Fremont First and now Sandusky First, and we also did make mention that you have more than one.
Yeah.
And the next one I think was a very good thing for the community that you did during the time of COVID, and that was the
To-go page.
To go for all the local restaurants to
The
push
to-go
their
page.
plays.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Our community
thank
loves
you.
to eat.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? And then we have
Our
so much.
community survived.
Nobody in our community loves to eat more than Tom Ballas, though.
Right.
Jesus Christ,
yes.
that dude has
Yes.
visited every restaurant in this area and posted it on Fremont to go.
Yes, he has.
And that's not a meal for his office. That's a meal for him.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But no, this was an awesome
true.
thing you did
Yes.
in a time where many of these restaurants were suffering across the world, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. And Sonny, you decided, okay, I'm going to start a page where these restaurants can promote their to-go orders and kind of get some things out there for their specials because people weren't visiting them. What gave you that idea to say, okay, you know what, this is needed. I'm gonna get this done.
Well, personally, you know, I believe one person can change the world, and that was my whole philosophy. Is like I see these guys hurting. You know, they were worried. I know a lot of them, Dean Van Ness and Victor, and all of them, Mark Bukis and all them guys. I knew them guys personally, and they were worried. You know, I'd see them out, and they were concerned of what's going to happen. So I thought, man, there's something I can do. What can I do? Just me. And so we created Fremont to go. First, it was called Fremont COVID or something like that. And then I eventually changed it to Fremont, Ohio area to go because, and man, I was visiting restaurants 3 or 4 times a day. I'd go to work. On my way home, I'd stop at 3 or 4 restaurants a day just
Right.
to show people what we have here in Fremont.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I was spending $90 a week on food, but hey. And so I would go live. I'd go live at Casa and show what I ordered. And during Cinco de Mayo, I'd dress up with some little
That's good stuff.
sombreros
Oh, yeah,
and
that's good
glasses and margaritas. And so I'd go to Dean Van Ness and just do some little videos about his history.
Yeah.
Right.
And people would reach out to me and say, man, I never knew this was here. And they would start sharing my videos and post on other pages called Ohio Trips and with thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
And they would come through Fremont based off of those videos and say, hey, I saw this
That's
on
cool.
the Fremont area to go.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, we'd start getting people from Toledo, Cleveland messaging, hey, where's this at? I saw it on your page. And so it was just amazing. And of course, Dean and all the small business owners, A's Restaurant, all them people contacted me and said, hey, thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I
things
can-
are booming. We're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
better than we
Right.
were before.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's all about. You know, just what can we do as an individual here
To make a
on
positive
our own?
impact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
turn it around.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, you said it right before. That means so much to you. That somebody
Yeah.
can take something negative
Right.
and turn it positive and do it. I mean, that's,
Yeah, that was an awesome idea for sure. And I know we're pretty close friends with Greg and Deb Kohler.
Yeah.
And they said they're still at this point still getting a ton of takeouts.
Yeah.
And I don't know if all that's attributed to the site, but I gotta imagine a good portion of it
contributed,
is.
yeah, most
Absolutely.
Yes, I get so many messages and people out in the town that will say, I never knew that place was here. Thanks for bringing that up. I didn't know that meal was there or that
Right.
item was there. And now, speaking of 818, I've actually just contacted them. We're going to do a little video about their trivia nights.
Oh,
dude.
cool.
And so
We love it, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
it's so
there
competitive.
almost every trivia.
Yeah,
so we're gonna do a little segment on that. Maybe I'll be there. I'll see you there, and maybe talk to you there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Darren does an amazing job. I mean,
Yes, he does.
He's got
guy
the,
is-
he's got that itch to do it. And
I know. He's got so much information.
We've
It's
talked about
unbelievable.
going to Finley because he says he goes, you guys need to come to Finley because the 80 Club is amazing. He goes, but Finley is like a different beast.
That's what I heard too.
It's a different beat. He goes, I did like the WWF one time as the trivia night. He goes, and they all showed up as wrestlers.
Oh my
He
god!
goes, and then I did an 80s night, and they all showed up as 80s guys. You know, he goes, and I think a lot of it's college. I think a lot of it's the college crews and stuff. And
Bigger
everything.
cities, close to college.
But yeah, we love. Oh my god, we love going to 18 Club. And Darren and Kohlers put together a new bracket. That's a weekly bracket, and it makes it even more fun.
We have so many restaurants around here, not just in Fremont, that are just so unique.
Oh yeah.
Some homemade recipes that I've learned through the years, and oh my gosh, it's just amazing some of the things they do.
And also a lot that have a deep history in this
history,
town, which is kind of neat as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just a couple years ago, I went to oh crap, no, I'm not gonna think what it's called, but I don't think it's the Tin Cup. It was the at the airport in Port Clinton.
The Tin Goose.
Tin Goose, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's a cool place.
what a history!
Yeah,
What
that's
a
a cool
history,
place.
Moved the restaurant. The actual restaurant moved from what New York or something, or can't remember where.
Yeah,
it went
I
from.
guess I don't know the story of it.
There's a story on that. Yeah,
But it's a very cool place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only time I've ate there was with your dad.
Oh, when we were camping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pretty neat.
sitting there watching the airplanes and everything. So.
Yeah.
So you've got a good history of promoting things around here, and I guess that's more than anything why we wanted to have you on this podcast, because you've got something to promote yourself that you do a lot of promoting for on Facebook as well. It's and Jamie made mention of it earlier, and that's your two children books that you've written.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that,
Yes.
how that came about, and
I was able to buy both books here.
oh,
You know,
I have the Mailman Sonny in the community and Mailman Sonny, I believe, which is the original. Correct?
Yes, the first one, yeah. Well, basically, the post office in general has taken a big hit over the last years, maybe 10 years, maybe more. They've had a bad reputation, in the public and the media especially. And so I believe we got to perform on our own platform. And so I thought I could just, as a postal employee, we could just take it and shake our heads and forget about it. But I thought there's something I can do about it. Just like the community pages. So it's something I can do to maybe change the perception.
Yeah.
And so the first book was just basically about myself, kind of some of the places I go on my route, like Whitey's Diners in there, Tim's Bar and Grill, and some people on my route.
Yeah.
And then the second book is a little bit about what it's like being in a community.
Right.
So it's our community here. You guys will know.
Yeah.
That will be related to any community USA.
Yeah.
And so that it's just a positive message for the kids to say, hey, my mail carrier, they got some good things going on, in our community,
Right.
So it's just a positive message, I think, for the kids to look up, like right now they're looking at the fire department, firemen or firefighters, police officers, but also here's the mail carrier,
The mail killers, yeah.
So
At
that's
the
what it's
Rib
about.
Redemption, Matt's neighbor, he offered his house and part of his yard and his deck and everything. We were talking about you, it was Derek, and he was saying that it's amazing for these books. How many kids are going to read this and want to be a mailman? I mean, just that, say, put that thought in their head and say, man, I want to be a mailman. I want to do that. And I love the books, man. I wanted to get them, and then when we decided we need Sonny on this show to talk about these, I'm like, I'm buying the books, man. And then I bought them, and then you had them downtown at the
open house, yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, oh man, I would have rather gotten them from him than Amazon.
right.
Right. But I've been going to schools. I go to on my days off.
Yep.
I go to schools.
Okay.
I go to schools. That's when I do my videos at businesses on all my days off.
Yep.
They're filled for months. And so I go to schools and read the books, and a lot of kids, like you say,
cool.
they're excited about it.
Yeah.
Being a mail carrier. So I'll take my different hats. I'll take a baseball hat,
Yep.
for the sun,
Yep.
visor, sunglasses, and I have my white hat, looks like I'm at a safari zoo.
Yeah.
And that's what they think. Oh, why you work at the zoo? No. And my trademark is the tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wear the tie just about every day, all year long.
Okay.
And so we go in there and talk to the kids, grade school, and then I've also been speaking at middle schools, high schools, and that's more of a motivational speaker role,
Right.
which I bring the books in later on. But I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a U.S. patent.
Yeah.
I invented the world's first runner's calculator. And basically, it's a handheld. It's about big the size of your phone.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of coaches, like Olympic coaches. Not the regular jogger is going to use it.
Right.
It's more the high-profile runners.
Okay.
And we had seven different Olympic coaches have bought it. And so that was my first step. So having the U.S. patent,
That's pretty cool.
So I just talk about things like, hey, I'm just a normal person who can do it.
Right.
And that's kind of like the motivational role.
Right.
Here I am, 53 years old,
Right.
just writing books. You guys can do it too. You're only in high school. There's a lot of things. The potential's there. The opportunities are there.
It's in your attitude.
Oh yeah, the way
Yeah,
he presents
absolutely.
it. I mean, it's just
And it's very cool. Are you doing the illustrations, or is that done by
Well,
someone else?
that's another unique aspect through the internet. I don't know if you ever heard of Fiverr. It's an app with it's 5 with 2 R's at the end. I just basically got on there and wrote in children's book illustrators,
Okay.
and I found many of them around the world.
It's cool because the likeness is usually pretty good. I mean, obviously you
is.
got your likeness, but you've also got the likeness of. I haven't seen the books so much as your Facebook post, which I assume are coming from the books.
Correct.
Am I
Yes.
correct on that?
Yeah.
And the likenesses you have of all the people, you, your wife, Jay Cullen.
Yeah.
They're all very good. I mean, you can look at it and say, oh yeah, that's such and such.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found the illustrator. I decided to hire 5. I hired 5 and had them draw pictures based on description only. No pictures.
That's description only.
Wow.
When I first hired them, they were based on description only. And it was a long description, detailed.
Yeah.
Yellow bird, green
Right.
grass,
Right.
what color house. So 5 of them sent me pictures. I narrowed it down to 3, and I ended up narrowing it down to that guy there. He lives in Argentina.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
So we communicate through emails and texts.
Okay.
And, I have sent him a few pictures here and there when he had a little trouble of what exactly I wanted. And that's basically how we do it. And he's, man, I tell you what, ever since my books came out, he's gotten so many more gigs.
That's cool.
Really?
And
That's
so-
cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been a great thing. And
And I don't know if you have this number, but to this date, how many books of each have you sold?
well, they're telling me that for the first 14 days of the second book, we were #1 new release on Amazon.
Wow.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's
Really?
awesome.
Yeah, so
That's great.
We don't really get the numbers until the next quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But right now, my publishers, he sent me that text and said, "Hey, look, you're #1."
That's awesome.
That's
That means more than any number.
Yeah,
I mean, because
Right.
you're the hottest selling.
yeah. So
new
we don't
release.
really know exact number, how many, but he's, kind of gave me the number of, over 2,000.
wow.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
That's very cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so that's, it's just, the whole purpose of the whole thing is to provide a positive message,
Yeah.
which, there's so much negativity in every facet of our lives.
Oh yeah.
And so just anything positive,
agree.
that's all we can do.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you go to the schools and read these books then?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
That is cool.
I try to contact some schools I know, but a lot of people contact me. Like I was on Channel 11.
Really? I didn't see that.
John Monk came down and he did a little interview in front of Whitey's.
Okay.
And so we did a little interview there, and some schools have contacted me from like Michigan,
Yeah.
Toledo. And so they're just waiting to get back to school
Yep.
because we were in the pandemic at the time.
Right.
But I've been to Mansfield, Columbus.
That's pretty cool.
That is
Toledo.
awesome.
Yeah.
So is there
You
a
do
third
that on
one?
your day off then? I'm sorry.
I do all this on my days off.
Yep.
Is there a third one in the making? Or
Yes.
You've heard it here first. Podcast exclusive.
I wonder if the JpH podcast might be able to get into one of these books.
JMT?
No, I'm good. We're fine.
but yeah, the third one is already written. I've just got to go through the process. It's a little process to get
I
a
bet.
book published.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a lot of hurdles you got to go through.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically I'll give you a little teaser. It's about a dog I see in the window every day.
Oh, that's cool.
Some dogs you see,
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
they just eager to get out and see the world.
Yeah.
And so this dog escapes finally, and is going down some railroad tracks, and he's on an adventure.
That's pretty
And
Okay.
he runs into Mailman Sonny.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Follows
like
me,
it. I
follows
like
me
it.
around all
Follows you
day.
all around. That's pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
Dude,
That
that's
is
gonna-
awesome.
that's great.
So I imagine walking your route, you have a lot of time to think about this stuff, right?
Yes, that's what I like about the job. It's kind of funny because Tony was coming to, where I was leaving.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yep.
the factory.
Yeah.
We both were repositioning ourselves,
Yep.
more
Yep.
or less, and so we were changing lanes.
Yeah.
And so I think it's always great that people reposition themselves, reinvent themselves.
So you haven't been a mailman all that long?
No, I worked
Here,
at
not at all.
I worked at the factory for almost
Wow.
30 years.
Really?
Here's something else you probably don't know. How long have you lived in Fremont?
4 years.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, I did
You
not
didn't
know
know that,
that.
did you?
I didn't know
No.
that until you.
Yeah.
Yeah. until you
Wow.
told me that. I was like, what?
Yep, I'm from Clyde,
Yep.
born and raised in Clyde, and
Yeah.
Wow.
got the mailman gig over here, and
That's all she wrote, baby.
came to decided to move to Fremont. So
Yeah.
my wife is from Fremont,
Yeah.
and we always were coming this way. My parents still live in Clyde, but I'm only 7 miles away,
Right.
So, and then
It's funny because, my wife has known your wife and family for a long time. 'Cause,
Yes.
Yes.
My
Yeah.
father-in-law and your father-in-law worked together.
work
for
together.
years.
Yeah.
That's funny because my wife knows his wife too, and I don't know how that
Yes.
whole dynamic works. I just know that she knows you through your wife,
Right.
and I don't know what the
Yeah.
dynamic is. She's told me, but I don't
You
know.
know,
Yeah,
I said-
that's when I first met Sonny. It's like, oh, Denise got married. Like, this is her husband's son.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
And so when you
Yeah.
first started, I didn't know you, but when you first started Fremont First and all that, and correct me if I'm wrong, back then on Facebook, didn't you go by Sonny Misman Workman or
Yes,
something?
that's-
Explain that.
That's from my running days.
Because I would always call
Yeah.
you Sonny Misman,
Yes.
and my wife would be like, "Who?" I go, "I don't know. That guy's got Fremont First." And
Yeah.
also, you knew my wife through the running
Through
group.
running, yes.
Yeah,
I knew her dad, and I
Yep.
know her dad real well. What happens is I wear Mizuno's always. Mizuno shoes.
Yep.
It's like Nike,
Okay,
Oh,
right, yeah.
no.
I used to run for Mizuno,
Oh, wow.
and so I was kind of like a pretty good runner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda like a
My
s-
personal best is 14:49 5K,
Wow.
and so I ran for them for 7 years. And that
Oh,
was
wow.
out on the racing scene. They called me Ms. Man.
Ah,
Oh, that's good
okay.
stuff.
And so I
Okay.
was Sonny
Kept
Ms.
it.
Man.
Well,
Love it. I
now
love
I
it.
know it because I would always call you Sonny Misman, and I'd be like, "Who are you talking about?" I go,
Yeah.
"That guy on Facebook." She goes, "Sonny Workman." I go, "I don't know. It says Sonny Misman Workman." So I don't know.
I even got the tattoo and everything.
Nice.
No kidding.
That's good stuff, man. So,
Yeah. Speaking of my wife, we had so many mutual friends,
Uh-huh.
and it was just bizarre. Whenever we hooked up on MySpace.
Oh, wow.
top
Yes,
friend,
that's
baby.
how we met.
Top friends.
Yes.
Man.
I love it.
That's how you guys met?
Yep. So many people mutual, and I was so shocked that we never met before.
Yep.
And
It's crazy how that works.
yes, it is.
That is neat.
So-
And then through Facebook and MySpace, I met this when I was single. I met this lady who was a jeweler out in New York. Oh my gosh, she made some beautiful rings, and then I ended up having her make my wife's wedding ring.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
And so it was coming from New York, and I had it all planned out. I was gonna ask her to marry me on Put in Bay
Nice.
on the boat, and so of course it didn't come. It was coming FedEx.
Oh, yeah. I didn't come to the post office.
We were supposed to leave on the boat like 3:00, and it was supposed to be here. And they sent a message that it's not going to be here. Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. But anyway, on the way home, it arrived. And so I had to go hurry up and pick it up. And I already told her parents that I was going to ask her to marry me.
So they're expecting
So
her to-
I dropped by my mom's house to pick it up. And I thought, man, I got to hurry up and ask her to marry me. So you know what I did? I pulled into Club Raj.
No, yeah, you did not.
Hit the damn sample, Taylor.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's like, what are you doing here? Where are we going?
Yeah, she had no idea. She was
So
like,
I
whoa.
asked her to marry me at Club Raj.
That is,
Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
That's way cool. Did you do it like in the car, like right on the steps? Like, did you make a big spectacle of it? How did you
In
do
the
it?
car, because they were closed.
Oh man.
But I had to do it in the car, before we got to her parents' house.
Man,
They were waiting for us.
That's a hell of a
At
story.
Club
Yeah.
Raj.
That's
Oh,
that's
Club
great.
Raj.
beautiful.
That's great.
That's a,
I freaking love it. Oh man.
Oh, yeah. So we drive by there. We laugh all the time.
Oh, I bet. Yep.
it's like, do you say that? Does she say that should be her favorite spot?
Yes.
It really should.
Yes. It was kind of tough to tell the preacher that, but the pastor that married us. But
Well,
He didn't go in.
yeah.
right, we didn't
Because they're
know it.
closed.
Where'd you get? Where'd you guys propose? Where did you propose you at? 1234 State Street, Route 20. That's it.
How do you know the address?
I just made a number up. I don't even know if it's a number.
GPS, Uber.
So you got the Facebook pages, and like you're just killing it with all that. So is there like a plan for it? You just want to do something positive for everybody? And
Well, I'll tell you what. My eventual plan, which has
there is.
nothing to do with all this, but I love politics.
I was going to
Politics.
ask you.
But we're not
this.
going to talk about politics.
No, but I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Are you going to try to dab yourself into that?
Yes, eventually I can. Eventually, that's my goal.
Oh.
Which might change. I think if we have a dream, I think I love those dreams that wake you up.
Yeah.
We all have nightmares or whatever, but when you have a dream that wakes you up and you just go after it, those are the best.
I
And so
agree.
that is one of my dream right now is to
So get yourself into
to
it.
be in the community, involved, politics if that is. But as a postal employee, you can't run for city council.
Oh, really?
Oh,
What?
wow.
did not
Hatch
know
Act
that.
of 1939, you can't do anything.
Really? I
Anything
never
with
knew
an
that.
R or a D.
Oh, really?
no kidding.
Yep. So
What about I?
no,
No, it
nothing.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah,
Is that
so-
because of like the union rules or just
it's just a government rule.
Government rule.
1939 Hatch Act.
wow?
1939. Yeah, before the postal at the factory where Tony's at.
Yeah.
I actually was gonna run for an office, and I had the support of the factory, and they were gonna let me.
Oh yeah.
This and that, and I didn't think I would be hired as quickly,
Yeah.
so it kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
So now my next question, I guess, would have to be:
You
is,
know, real
is how
quick-
many years you have before you retire?
I
all
don't-
depends.
You know what?
Don't do that because then people are going to start looking for it.
Right.
I don't want to ever want to retire.
Okay.
So to
What?
speak.
I'm looking forward to that shit.
I think
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that'll just shift careers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's even.
But,
okay,
but
that's
I-
even a better answer.
I would like to, leave the postal service about 2026.
yeah.
oh.
So.
Oh man.
That's the plan.
Yeah,
like it.
I always kind of thought through your post that this he might be a good political fit.
Yep.
And I kind of thought maybe that's what you're gearing up. So it's interesting to
Yeah,
hear you
yeah.
actually say it.
Yeah.
I-
I was actually going to ask because I thought the same
Wait,
thing.
have you ever told anyone that before?
No.
Oh, we
my
got another
God.
podcast
this
exclusive.
is exclusive. Yeah.
There you go, man.
Right. Yeah. I just love talking to people, like you said, listening.
Right.
Like you mentioned too, Tony, just listening to people, and people are my passion.
Yeah.
I don't distinguish between a Republican or a Democrat.
Right.
I just want to help see what the best way is.
For anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wish more people thought that.
That's interesting. Good, neat to hear.
Yeah. No. I mean,
We might have a future senator in the podcast with us. Hey, when you can make it big, you gotta. It's because of us, so you got to
right.
give it back.
Yep.
Wow.
JMT.
Oh, we got to change the name.
You know,
You need to get a beeper. Like, when you start talking.
no, see, like right there, that would have been a perfect moment for the laugh track. We need the laugh track.
We're laughing already.
That's
not-
what makes the laugh track even more funny.
Okay,
Because they don't need to be told to laugh.
Hey.
We're already laughing.
Well, you
but
know,
then
we
you do
should
the
put
laugh
on-
track.
Wait a minute, hold on. No, seriously about this laugh track. Do you think it's not a great idea? Be honest.
I really don't.
I don't either.
You guys are out of your goddamn mind. We sat there and laughed our ass off watching Silence of the Lambs at the laugh
I
track.
sat there and said it was disturbing.
It is very messed up.
You
but
three
that's
did it.
funny.
You think this podcast isn't disturbing?
This podcast is great.
But that was funny. We should share that to the page.
I don't think so. That
Oh, I think we should.
it was morbid, dude. I don't want to lose any members. We got
We're not
200.
gonna lose any
We got
members.
260 some members, and we got over 230 followers almost every month. I don't want to put that out there. Maybe put it on the MTJ thing or JMT crap.
We're gonna start a new.
We got to start. You and me will start, you and I, sorry, we'll start a Facebook
A public.
MTG, Dirty Laundry and White Lies.
Why is it MTG?
Sorry.
JMT.
Yeah,
Wow.
JMT. Sorry. I just
That's what you
knocked
got to
you
look
totally
forward
out
to.
of it.
That's why I was like, who the fuck is G? Jesus Christ. Okay, Tony, I'm glad we're on the same page on that because I don't think it's a good idea.
I think you guys are out of
I
your
think it's kind of
mind.
lame.
We do need an applause.
Sonny, a laugh track that comes in just at stupid moments. Is
You know-
that not funny?
I like it. Yeah.
I don't
Thank
like
you.
it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, it's not JpH and Sonny podcast.
Not yet.
But
I also thought it was pretty cool how you guys got the change jar.
yeah.
You know. So I told somebody I was coming on here, and they're like, "Well, you don't cuss."
Yeah, I know.
We'll do plenty of that for you.
But that's what I told them.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll tell you a story why I don't cuss.
Okay.
When I was growing up, I was 9 years old, and my neighbor, his parents were both deaf and mute, right?
Oh my.
In
Yep.
Clyde, Ohio, I'm sure everybody would know who they are. The Heichmans.
If you lived in Clyde.
So they would know. They're good people. Anyway, they both have passed, but Johnny was his name. We would play out in the yard. He came over and said, "My mom's a piece of," go ahead, Tony. Piece of
Shit.
That's right.
No change?
He would say that about his mom?
No change?
He said that about his
Wow.
mom, and I went, we were playing out in the yard. So I went in running into my house and said, "Hey, Mom, Johnny said his mom is a,"
Piece
Oh.
of
Piece
crap.
of shit.
yeah.
Oh.
And so she's like cooking, and she had an apron on, and she threw that apron down.
Oh.
And she comes running after me, and I went running outside the house. She grabbed the switch off the tree, running around like a cheetah.
Had your name on. It had your name on it, Sonny.
And that's how my running career started.
Now see, there's where we need the.
So I haven't
I
cussed.
don't want that one.
I haven't cussed since then. That's the first time I cussed.
Wow.
And the last 9 years old.
So like when you stop running, are you gonna start cussing?
I hope not.
So
Fuck my knee.
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not going to ask you who said that about you don't cuss, but do they at least listen to the podcast, or you just tell them about the change jar?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
That's-
All right, that's
good.
good.
That's
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was funny because a couple of shows ago, episodes ago, it was ruined by Jordan. I still gonna allow you to replace Matt because it's Matt. But anyway, but he broke the unicorn, or not unicorn,
fourth
but
wall.
Fourth wall.
Yeah, the fourth wall. That it's not actually a change drawer; it's a sample.
Well, it is
Right.
a change
Yeah,
jar.
that's great, but we're not filling it every time that's going
No,
on.
it was made here,
And we were
it was
actually
done in this studio right here in the middle of this floor.
Yeah, we were actually surprised how many people was disappointed. It was
I
like,
know it because I was wondering that too.
and we gave Jordan shit.
I was
for it.
wondering.
We
I was
seen
going to ask you what you're going to do with the change.
him. Oh yeah, we could probably freaking take the whole
We-
240 people out for a beer.
Yeah, there you go. I after meeting one of your fellow coworkers several years ago, mailmen have always kind of freaked me out a little bit since then.
Definitely.
And they should have when I met Shane, but that wasn't it.
He broke the mode on that.
But
I mean,
it's-
the post
yeah.
office probably sit there and scratch their head with that one.
It's
like,
when I met Bubba.
man.
It's-
Bubba.
Oh, Bubba. Yeah.
And I'll tell
My
you
brother.
why.
My brother.
I'll tell you why. I introduced myself to him as, I'm Matt Allen.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give away
Oh,
my
I know.
address.
I know exactly what happened. He
I'm
told
not
me.
going to give away my address. He goes, "Oh, Matt Allen, 123 Any Street,"
Yep.
and I'm like,
Dude.
"What the?" how do you know where I live? I just met you. He goes, I'm a postal
All the
carrier. I know
time.
all the addresses.
All the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know her. Yeah, she lives up on 1344. Whittlesey
Yeah,
Road.
like, what the hell?
That's unimportant information. Stop saying that shit. No, but he's
Sound
like
like a creeper.
right.
Yeah.
I'll tell
That's
you,
the first time I really met him. I was like, okay, these guys creep me out. They got too good a memory on this shit.
I don't think I've ever
When
told.
they see the same name and address
Yeah,
every day,
yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever told this story on the podcast about my mailbox when I moved. Have I ever done that?
I
No.
think did
When
Did we talk about
did
the last
I tell you this? Or
I think we did talk
No.
about it, but go ahead and talk about it since we got a mail
Maybe
carrier.
Sonny's not
'cause this
here.
is even
Yeah.
better.
So, I moved into my house. This is how clueless I am. Way above who
You
I
want me
think
to share the address?
who I actually think.
he knows it.
This is this is clueless to who I think I am. Real quick. So I moved into my house out in the prairie, and the house used to have back parking. It was a driveway they built out back, and we put an addition in the house and moved in, and so we couldn't park there no more. So I parked out front, and the mail carrier stopped, and she was like, "Hey, this doesn't work." And I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You can't park your cars here." I said, "Well, I'm gonna." And she says, "Well, you're not gonna get no mail." And I said, "It's not a big deal. I'm taking that mailbox. I'm gonna put it on my porch." And she goes, "I don't think so." She goes, "This is
It's a motor route.
You're gonna
this is
make me get out.
This is a delivery route. That's not how it works." I said, "It's all right. My brother-in-law is Aaron Close. I'm gonna move it." She goes, "I don't give a shit who your brother-in-law is. You will not move that mailbox." And she closed the door and left. And I was like, "Screw her." And the next day, it was like a Saturday, and Bubba calls me, and he goes, "Hey, man, what is your problem?" I'm like, "Do me a favor." I'm like, "Don't ever use my name. If somebody you know gets one of my coworkers." I'm like, I go, "Oh, man, dude." She was like out of control. He goes, "Dude, you're out of control. It's a mail route. What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Oh, shit, man." So luckily, a very dear friend of mine was kind of helping, being, I don't know, in charge of the mail department. It was Lori Crabtree.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Lori and said, "Do I have any options here?" And she come over and she goes, "Yeah, you can't put that on your house, but we can move the location to the corner of the road." I was like, "Okay." So we were able to move it and compromise. So that was funny. Story.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
like that Jamie thinks he has clout. 'cause
Right,
He knows a mail carrier.
I know Aaron.
He's on probation right now.
Another funny story. Her husband George, I was very
Yeah.
good friends with George. I worked with George for years when I used to work at Atlas, and we were at MIS for the Michigan race, and I DD'd, and he was pretty tanked up, pretty good. And we're driving, and when you leave an MIS, anybody that's a Michigan fan and goes to watch MIS for the NASCAR, when they take that 2-lane road and make 4 lanes out of it, so that traffic can leave, and half of it on the outside of each lane, you're in the stone area. And I'm driving, and George is next to me, sitting in there, and I hit a mailbox, and it blew up my mirror and smacked the window, and he screamed. I mean, it's like a shotgun going off. And I'm like, "Oh my God." He goes, "What are you doing? You're trying to kill us." I'm like, "I'm sorry." So we're driving, and I'm not even paying attention, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, Jamie just hit a mailbox." He calls Lori to tell. I go, "Hang the phone up." He goes, "She said it's a felony."
Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't that a felony? A federal offense?
I'm like, "Put the phone down now."
Yeah, the post office, they own the rights to the mailbox.
Yes.
But they don't own it. A lot of people
Right.
think they own it.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
if it gets hit, they think, "You guys got to replace it." No, I just own the rights to it.
Right.
And we with all the other delivery systems now, the Amazon and the FedEx, we'll get, as a carrier, some of them will stick them in the mailboxes.
Oh yeah.
That's a no-no.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
no-no.
So, sometimes, it depends on the carrier. You take it back to the office and,
So send this back.
send it back.
In my way.
But,
Well,
some of them will just leave it there. And
Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed, too, with a lot of your posts, you have a kind of a kinship with those other delivery people, like your cousin Wasserman.
Oh, Brett Wasserman,
Brett. And then
yes.
Hildy. You and Hildy always are going back and forth on Facebook and stuff, and it looks like you guys get along good. And it's kind of funny to see.
It's a good time. We
In
see
fact,
them out there.
Didn't you wear Hildy's UPS outfit recently?
Yes, we swapped uniforms. Yeah. I thought that'd be cool. Yeah. So then I met a FedEx person too, and I got a FedEx uniform too. So every once in a while, I'll put post on there that I woke up and I was in this uniform. There's a Facebook page called Deliver Me.
Okay.
And it's all about delivery people.
Oh, really?
That's FedEx, UPS.
Gotcha.
Mostly postal, and I'm one of the administrators on that.
Imagine that.
That's
There's
pretty cool.
there's like 35,000 members right now.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
And so I have a lot of fun on that page.
Yeah.
And I'll just once in a while I'll just show up in a FedEx uniform and they just get a kick out of it.
Now you just need an Amazon Prime uniform now, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
They're out there now.
DHL.
Yeah. Is that who it is? Oh, DHL.
DHL. They're still in there.
But they're only in China, right?
There's some DHL around still.
Is there really?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen some trucks, some vans around.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, I like the picture they had at Christmas time when all of them are around in their uniforms. With
Yes,
Santa
that's
Claus.
something.
And it's like
that's
we're helping
something,
Santa because it's extra delivery time. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep, I hired a Santa, and I thought, hey, Candy, can you meet me down there? She's FedEx,
Yeah. That was
and
cool.
Brett, hey,
Yeah.
meet me down there, and luckily it worked out.
Yeah, it was
and we
cool.
just had a picture, and
Yeah.
just kind of showing the kids that we're the
we're
behind
helping.
the scenes.
Yeah, we're helping
Right.
Santa. Yeah, pretty neat. Definitely pretty neat.
So, I mean, want to talk about it on here, but you had your post earlier today, and it's just kind of funny. It showed that chip, the 212. Talk about your positivity and everything.
Yes.
Do you want to explain that more? Because Jamie was kind of like, What's that mean?
I just didn't understand it.
Oh yeah. At 212 degrees, at 211 degrees, water is just hot, and then at 212 it boils. Basically, the whole post was about just 1 degree makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe today's your day. Today's your someday.
Now, that makes sense, Tony. What you said did not.
Well, actually, I made sense when he said it earlier because I got it at that point too.
I don't think I was talking to you at all.
Well, it's just funny because I've had that.
I apologize. I apologize, Sonny.
So I've had that chip here for years, like on that board, like just always as a reminder. So when I saw that post today, it's just really funny, that hey,
Very
Sonny's going to
ironic,
be
yeah.
here today, and like,
And you had the
bam.
chip on there.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
We go through
That's really
life.
cool.
We when we were young, we learned to count to 10.
Yep.
We were so excited, and then all of a sudden, your parents say count to 20. We get comfortable on these levels
Yeah.
in life, and we don't want to explore anymore. And that's where I think people are get too content, and need to create some momentum for themselves and see what's over that hill or around that corner. It might end up being the best thing you ever done.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm trying to think of a quote from a class I was in. I'm going to screw it up, but the guy said, the one that is most successful is the one that's willing to have the most awkward conversations. So, like, whoever's wanting to, like, talk to somebody, like, not make it awkward, but, like, you have that, you're out of your comfort zone.
Right.
To
That's
have
when
this conversation.
Yep, that's when you shine, when you're out of your comfort zone. Yeah, exactly.
I'm screwed, man, because I'm always comfortable.
It looks like it.
Because life is great being JpH.
Looks like you've been comfortable for too many years now.
Yeah, I was out there. I seen the picture of you in Put Bay, and you were sleeping. You were looking pretty fat. Just saying. I even told your wife that. She didn't say nothing. But keep it up.
Man, that was harsh.
Did you not just hear what he said? Fuck you.
He said it in I don't even say a roundabout way because that sounds bad to say.
Yeah, it
he
does.
said it in a roundabout way.
He
just
said
came
it
right
like-
out and said it.
Alum. That's what he said. Just like alum. There's no fancy round way about talking about that crap.
What did you tell your wife one time about me?
Oh man, it was like one of the first times the three of us were hanging out.
So don't
And
worry
I
about
said-
Matt. He's a dick.
No. I said something, and then we dropped him off. Like it was mean. It was normal. I should say it was normal. And so, like, we're driving home. She goes, "Man, what you said to Matt earlier was really mean." I said, It's Matt Allum. It's,
Exactly.
It is struck or be struck.
Right? I cannot rewind what happened last month, but trust me, it was worth it today.
Yeah, that's a funny one. You
good
tell
stuff.
that story
That's
quite a
pretty
bit.
funny.
I love it.
That's pretty funny.
So
Man, I love your guys' friendship.
Yeah.
It's amazing. How long you guys been friends?
it depends on which ones you're talking to. I've known Tony for a long time,
same here.
like high school days.
Yes.
Junior high.
Yeah, junior high.
Yeah. 'Cause I knew both of you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
But didn't know him, but knew of him.
Okay.
He
Right.
knew
I've
us.
seen them and knew of, yeah.
Yeah, and he was friends with my sister. They both worked years ago at Applebee's.
Oh, okay.
And so, and I knew his brother. He's got a brother, Art, and I knew him. Me and Matt went to school with Art. And we always knew that Tony was his brother. And
Yeah.
I remember
you know I
Tony.
have a sister?
I remember Tony came over. Man,
Oh, God.
I don't know, man. But it was like Art goes, "Hey, man, I'm coming over to watch WrestleMania," and like bringing my brothers.
Bring
Like
brother.
Andy was with you too.
Yeah.
It was like everybody came up and like, wow, because Art's crazy, man. I love Art. He's crazy, and it was like the other ones were like calm. Because I was like, man, this is gonna be like a wrestling match in here, man. Because I'm pretty sure this is what's gonna turn into. But it was so cool. It was. I mean, we were young.
I felt stared at the whole time. Like,
Really?
I was invading. Like, I knew, like, the same thing. Knew you, didn't know you.
Yeah.
So here I'm watching WrestleMania at your house.
Yeah.
It just felt like you were just waiting for shit to go down.
Well, I was. Hey, in my defense, and again, I love him, but I knew Art really good, so I was waiting for it to happen, man. But yeah, me and Matt have known each other very well since.
Well, let's get to. I want to talk about how I met Tony then, because our story is a little more funny, I think.
Yeah.
But
it is.
Tony and I have known each other for many years. It started, we like you said, we knew each other in high school, but then once we got a drinking age, we'd see each other at the bars. And I always made it points to go say hi to him and Tina because Tony's an approachable guy. Everybody loves Tony.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd always, that's back in his days when his hair went down to the
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah.
Rock,
Middle of my butt.
the yeah
rock
yeah,
star.
All one length.
Yeah,
onto my butt.
yeah.
So
I'd always make it a point to go say hey to him, and hi, and just have a quick chat, and then move on and have my beer. And then I don't know how it happened, but it was the time that the Blackberry Storm came out.
Yes.
And we were both so excited. I don't know how. I don't know if I ran into him and he was using this. I'm like, oh, I got one too, or something like that.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting just to talk about the Blackberry Storm.
We nerded out right there in the store.
Oh, right, yeah.
Half hour,
Like
45
Geek
Yeah,
Squad.
yeah, and then we met up later to talk
At your
about it
house.
even more. Yeah. And then from then on, we've just been really good friends.
Yep.
But Jamie and I have been friends since junior high school, and it's funny how we came together.
Yeah, it's real funny.
So in junior high school, I was dating the girl that would eventually become Jamie's first wife.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And we broke up, and her and Jamie started dating, and I don't know how the hell it happened, but somewhere in that time frame, Jamie and I became very good friends,
Very good
best friends, and we were pretty much inseparable for many years throughout high school.
Oh yeah, almost all the way through junior high and high school. I mean, it was.
And then we had a falling apart. No, I wouldn't say a falling apart. We just split ways.
Yeah.
Life, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
life
Jamie was at a point in his life that I just didn't really agree with at
Yeah.
that point, and I stayed away from it. And but whenever we'd meet, it'd always be like time had passed.
Yeah, at
You know
certain
what I mean?
stages
cool.
and
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was probably Bruce was when it was like
Yeah.
that was like bam,
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
And it was which was a stepfather
Right.
and stuff. That was one of the times where we were like did not talk to each other.
Right.
Because I was I was being stupid. So
Yeah, he had a weird stage that I just didn't care for. And
I got a divorce and
yeah.
lived sex, drugs, and rock and roll and bad. I mean, very fortunate where I'm at today.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Everything
I'd
that I
agree with
did
that.
stupid back then when I got the divorce. It was.
But even after that, we would come and go.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then it actually wasn't until very recent. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say recently. But once we started doing this podcast, we actually started seeing each other regularly again.
Yes, it's rekindled the friendship.
Yeah, so Jamie and I have had a close relationship since junior high school. Yeah. Since he started dating my ex.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then he started banging her sister.
And then that's how I became friends with John too.
That's how I became friends with John.
Yeah. So he's right. So then I started dating her sister.
Right.
And then we broke up, and she started dating our buddy John. Yeah. So now I'm friends with both these guys that used to date my ex, who happen to be sisters.
Right.
And during this time, Tony cut his hair, right?
No. He still had long hair back then.
He still had.
No, you didn't, because you were at St. Joe.
I was St. Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Cut that hair, Mr. Taylor.
So
that's the ruler smacking you.
So that's that. We've been friends for quite a while.
Yes. We've been through a lot.
Tony and I have been friends for about 10, 12 years. Like close friends.
Yeah.
Top 5 friends.
Top 5. Yeah. Well, we're at a wedding together. And somebody, like, we're giving each other shit. And they're like, you guys must be best friends. I said, no, he's probably in my top 10. And I go, no. I was like, I would do a top 5 for real. He'd be in my top 5. And so I call him top 5 ever since.
Yeah. And you hear the podcast, so you know we pick on each other quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's no different in person. I mean, that's just how we are in person, you know? And it's always been that way.
And both of these guys have been in one of my weddings.
Yeah, you're right. That's hilarious.
Matt was my best man in my first wedding.
Oh, okay.
Tony was supposed to be my best man in my second wedding. My cousin Strong armed me that and took it from him.
I was supposed to be the best man in your original second wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That got delayed.
Yeah. Yes. That is true.
He asked me to do it again. I'm like, you want me to do this again? Yeah, okay. But then that got delayed for several years, and then that's when everything switched.
Got delayed for like 13 years.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was in a band, and we were doing a show, and then I got a random message from Jamie. I've never interacted with Jamie before this.
Yeah.
Never.
I remember
we
this.
knew each other.
You just were starting that band.
No. This was our second show.
Was it?
Well, that sounds like just
starting.
I wasn't thinking. Well,
No, it was the second big show. The first one was the 7 Mary 3 show.
Yeah.
So this was tickets for the LA Gun show.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
So I get a text from Jamie. He's like, "Hey, this is Jamie Hallbeisen. I need tickets for that 7 Mary 3 show. for the LA Gun show." And I'm like, I'm like, "Oh yeah?" He goes, "Yeah."
Who's this again?
And so he's like, "Meet me over at Atlas, where he used to work." I was like, okay. So I go there, and it's just kind of like, "Hey man." He's like, "Hey man."
I know. It was like our first awkward.
It was our first time
actually doing something just us two.
Yeah.
No.
So like, here's the tickets. He's like, here's the money. He's like, it's not for me. It's a friend that wants to go. I was like, all right, cool. I hope they have a good time.
I didn't know what to say. I was like, I know Tony. Tony knows me. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of awkward. All right, bud.
It was.
See ya.
Oh, that's funny.
That is.
That's good shit.
It probably wasn't until. It was probably right before Hot Lunch, wasn't it?
Well, I did. Actually, I reached out to you again before Hot Lunch.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, actually, because I said that I wanted to try to put something together and do something. And you said you already have on your plate you already had Hot Lunch going. And I was like, okay, cool. What's going on? So you told me. And I was like, oh, man. So I couldn't wait for that first show. So, yeah. So whenever that was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we really started becoming friends.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Because I didn't miss a damn probably on not one single Hot Lunch show for the most part.
Yep.
Well, I know Tony and Jamie, you're musically inclined now. Does Matt, do you do any?
Oh, yeah. Matt plays guitar.
Play guitar?
I'm a hobbyist. I'm not skilled by any stretch of the imagination.
Well,
but
neither am I.
I do have. No, that's why you get turned down in the mix.
Hey, man, I don't get turned down in my mix.
But no. I've played guitar since I was a teenager, and
since I've known him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't pick it up nearly as much as I should. My wife complains about it all the time that I don't play it.
Right.
But it's just one of those things. I just every now and then I'm in a mood, I pick it up, and I'm a basic chord player. That's about it.
Dude, was that you that we were down in the basement and you pulled the Cinderella move with the guitar and it fell off you?
No, that wasn't in the basement. That was at my mom's.
That's your mom's house?
When we lived on 4th
6th
Street.
or 4th Street? That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I swung it around my neck, because this was in the 80s, okay? And I had this real nice BC Rich Warlock. It was.
Yeah,
I still got it with
You
the
still
broken,
got it?
with the broken headstock and all.
Wow.
Man.
And I bought strap locks for it just so I could do this. So I swung it around my neck, and I was a bit too close to the end table.
It fucking...
It hit the end table and literally broke the headstock in half.
Oh, man.
My very first electric guitar. I was like, oh, man. But yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Now, is that something that if you don't practice, you'll lose it? Or is it
I
like
don't
riding
know
a bike?
I don't know if you lose it, but you definitely don't get any better.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you
Aaron's-
lose it.
Aaron-
Because you gotta
Aaron's-
you got to get it back.
You lose an edge for sure,
do.
but if I'd play it regularly, I'd probably be a hell of a lot better than I am right now.
Oh, yeah. Most
I'll
definitely.
pick it up and I'd probably be much better at learning by ear, which I can't do. But definitely be better if I played it more regularly. But I don't know that I lose. I mean, you know the chords, you don't forget the chords and stuff like that. I will tell you, I'm the type of person, I learn a song, and if I don't play it, I totally lose that song and have to relearn it. Because I don't play by ear.
Right.
So
Right.
so I've got to learn the chords over
Right,
again
right,
and
right,
learn how to
right.
play again.
Aaron's always told me, he's like, look, the difference between a guitar player and a great guitar player is practice.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
goes, if you're talking to a guitar player and he's not practicing at least 3 times a week by himself,
I'd say that's
Wow.
probably not even enough, really.
I said at least. He
Yeah.
goes,
At
dude, he goes,
least,
and Bubba is an amazing guitar player.
Yeah, he is.
And
He
he's
is.
played for years and he still practices almost all the time.
Wow.
I call him up, hey, what you doing? And I hear him, I'm playing the guitar. I'm like, you got a show? He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm practicing,
Yeah.
dude. I need to be- I
Bubba
need
is
to be tight.
amazing.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
always loved watching Bubba play.
He is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
amazing, yeah. And he's always said that. He goes, dude, it's all on how much you actually want to be a good player. You
Right.
have to be committed.
When
If you
I was
half-ass it,
yeah.
you're going to always have half-ass shows playing.
Yeah, when I was growing up and learning guitar, my thing was to learn the lick that everybody knew.
Yeah,
like when you
right,
heard it, you're like,
yeah.
oh, that's such and such.
Yeah.
I'd learn that, try to impress the girls, and then I'd want to go out and do things with my friends.
Yeah.
So I'd get the one
Get
lick
that
down,
one
and that was
song,
about
yeah.
it.
Nothing but good time. You said
Yeah.
you'd be playing, and the girl would walk in, and we'd be sitting there, and he'd just bust out. For one, he was just fucking around, and then the girl walks in, and he's dating or whatever. And she's like, yeah, that's Poison, nothing but a good time.
And then I'd get up
That's
to
it.
the G chord. Like, "Oh, that's about it. That's it.
That's all I got.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking good shit.
So-
Yeah.
And that's. I mean, I never took it as seriously as I look back and wish I had.
Yep.
But it'd be neat I think it'd be neat to get something going. I've tried a couple times, but I'm just not as committed as I should be to it. I actually tried with a group that Tony was with prior to me, and Tony said, Tony said you should ask Matt to play. So I did, and they already had a large category of songs ready to go. And I had to learn those songs,
wow.
and not being able to learn by ear that
Yeah,
slows you down.
Oh, yeah.
And
Excellent.
so we had been practicing several times, and then one day I get a call. Hey Matt, why don't we go to the depot? We want to have some drinks. I said, well, come over here, have some drinks. No, let's go to the depot. And I'm walking to depot, and I knew why I was walking to the depot.
You're fired.
I knew exactly why I was walking to depot, and I get there, and sure enough, well. We don't think it's moving along quickly enough. They were worried to tell me. I'm the kind of guy, I don't give a shit,
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We're cool with that.
They did it the right way.
They did. Absolutely.
So
And they're still playing, so
they are.
good for
Well,
them.
wow. Are
Should we
they?
talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about
Plug
it.
them because they're good guys.
It's Gary Jones and the
Rusty Rhythm section.
Rusty Rhythm
Oh,
section.
yeah.
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 So and they're pretty good. And Rusty is very tight on the keyboard.
Yes. And
He's a
Gary
heck-
is amazing
Yeah.
singer. God.
And yep.
You ever get a chance to see Gary Jones sing?
And so they make it work. I think it would have been better with a guitarist, but I'm just saying.
No, Russ is very detail oriented.
Yes,
like
yes.
And it was funny, like when Gary first approached me, said, "Hey, I need a musician. I want to do a country thing." I'm like, I don't know a country guy. I was like, but I know a really talented musician, and you should meet him, and you could just hang out.
Oh, so you introduced him?
Yeah. And
Okay.
he said, well, stop talking about yourself. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Russ. So
It's good shit.
So yeah, and Gary was always a good friend of mine. I met Gary through his wife, who I work with, and several years ago we were hanging out quite a bit, and our lives got busy and we got kind of moved in different directions. But so we were already friends. So when Tony couldn't do that anymore, he suggested me, and actually I think Gary and I tried to do a duo thing
before
that, and again it was slow because I had to learn the songs, and Gary was Gary had won Fremont's Got Talent at that time.
That's
Yes,
what I
he
thought.
did.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to get on and start moving with something. So
He had the momentum.
The
He was
momentum
like,
going,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
He's like, I want to stay on top of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and we were trying to do some weird things. We were doing Poker Face.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Gaga?
Yeah, Lady
Lady.
Gaga. We were doing what's the God, I can't think of the name of the song. It was more of a pop R&B song, and we tried to do that. Just different thing. We were trying to do a different sort of take on things. And it hindered me quite a bit because now you can't just learn very easily from a website or a tablature. And so it really slowed things down. We had fun while we did it, but Gary was much more advanced than me because he's got a hell of a voice, and so he just took off. He said, "Okay, I don't have time for this. That's fine."
He made me
Right.
sound like, get out of here.
No, it was nothing like that. It was just we stopped getting together, and that's what it was. But they're fun to watch too, so you can check them out.
Yeah.
They play around the area quite a
Yeah.
bit.
I've seen him a couple times over at Copper Winery.
Yep. So
Very
so
good.
yeah, so that's a long
cool.
story to
Yeah.
your question.
Yeah, it was. All about you.
He's trying to make it the JMT podcast.
Shut up.
I do like JMT. I do like that.
Man.
I don't
I
like
mean,
it.
he's still first.
I know, but I don't like it. At all.
But
All
yeah,
right.
but when I first talked to Jay, man, he was so
Yeah.
excited about this.
Oh yeah, man.
He still is.
So it's,
No, I
it's-
am.
That's what I love about it. I
Yeah,
love-
I thrive it. I live
Yeah.
it. I love it.
see it flowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for you.
I appreciate it.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
you
I
got
really
this
appreciate the support. I
number
really do.
eight.
I mean, that's,
Absolutely.
they say this. What was the
Yep.
sixth or seventh? The seventh one, right? That's
Yep,
what they.
7.
If you look it up statistically, I guess after 7, if you make it to the 7, then you probably got somewhat of a decent thing going. So.
And like I told you guys before, I could tell you guys are getting more comfortable. It's like you're
Oh yeah.
You're,
But
not,
you
you're
know-
not pressing, you're not pushing, you're
Right.
just
Yeah.
comfortable.
And you
Literally
make
unscripted. I mean,
Right.
there's no.
Right.
You're here. There's no papers here. There's no. I mean, hell, we came in and didn't even know the order of the songs that we're going to play.
right.
You know, we knew the band, but we
No,
didn't
we
know.
didn't.
Oh,
yeah, one of us knew the band, the other two didn't.
yes. You know who knew? JpH.
Oh, I
Hey,
see
you know
now.
who didn't know? JMT didn't know. And why are you happy? You're third.
No,
It should be JTM. If anything,
That
you're the
isn't really-
producer. You own
and so it
Rock
should
House
be
Studios.
TMJ then is what you're saying.
TMJ,
I
I
don't
like
fuck
that.
with that.
I like that.
Oh.
That's almost like
Apostrophe S.
PBJ.
I don't care what the fuck happens after I say this, but that's never gonna happen.
But you say you feel like we sound like we're more comfortable. I will tell you this: that first podcast we did,
That was insane.
we felt comfortable right off the bat.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes a lot of this work is, and we're probably getting more comfortable with the process.
Yeah.
But we were all comfortable sitting down here and just bullshitting that first
Just being
podcast.
yourself,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we will sit there and beat ourselves up because we'll be done with the recording, and at the end of the day, we look at it and we say, "Oh my god, it's 2.5 hours." that's how comfortable we are.
Right.
Is that we're not one, we never shut up. Two, we always got something to say. We flow through so good. I mean, it's like we're just hanging out. I mean, and we love it. All three of us enjoy it, and we do it. I'm very proud of us for what we do, and proud that we have that type of following right now. We got over 200 strong that almost watch listen to every month. I mean, it's got its ups and downs, and sometimes it's more than 200. But I started this thing. I told you in that interview, like I just wanted to reach out to like 25 to 50 people. I was content. Right. Never in a million years I seen some. We had some episodes that had 400 views.
The funny thing is, the episode that we walked away liking the least before edits, we did a lot of editing to make it sound better. Was our second episode.
Was one of the best.
Jamie and I drove home that night together and said that was horrible.
I remember telling Matt, "Is this one and done?
Yeah.
Is this just not meant to be, or what?"
That episode has over 500 listens.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's the one we like the least.
Right.
That's something.
We made something out of it, but
right.
The way it was done to start with.
Yeah.
Need some work.
We got to thank our editor for that.
Yeah, we do.
It's all of us.
Yeah. No. Well, I'll tell you what. What? Go ahead. You're pointing at me.
When Jamie called me, said, "Hey man, I'm going to do a podcast. And I want you to be on it because we got to record it at your house."
I believe what I said was, "Would you like to be the editor of the podcast and be on the show?" Because I'm going to need a podcast editor.
You said you need a producer. I said, "I'll do it, but I'm not going to edit the thing alone."
Right.
I go, "Okay, no problem."
Right. And only one time that's happened. This last time.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of time constraints.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though it took every fucking day of the month to get it done, but that's our own problem because of our schedules.
Well, we didn't even record it until late.
I know.
So,
and our schedules was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, how's your spouses and so how's that work?
I'm glad that came up.
Yeah.
Because we got a story to talk about that here in a second.
What are they doing right now? Shopping or what?
Yeah, she's probably spending money. Tina's work.
Tony's usually here wondering what the hell's going on down here as she hears laughter and everything else. And
she
my
says she
wife
can always claims that she can always hear my voice.
Yeah.
And my laugh.
Well, you're loud.
I wonder why.
But
anyways,
that's why she doesn't listen to the podcast, because she can hear it from up there.
Yeah, she listens live. The unedited version.
But no, and then Jen is usually going to the grocery store about now or reading her book. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But yeah, since you brought up the wives, they're probably a couple of them probably gonna kill us for this. We know you brought up to them wanting to interview them.
Exactly, yeah. So I was very curious.
My wife immediately said, "No, I don't like the spotlight. I don't like being your JpH's wife when you're on the spotlight."
So anyhow, speaking of the wives, I know that you've asked them to do your, what do you call it, video cast?
Yeah, like a video cast. Yeah.
And
I think my wife's almost into it. So
we've got a couple that are we got one that really wants to do it. I know that. Your wife really wants to do it from what I gather.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Jamie's Jen.
Yes.
Is completely against, or at least was completely against it. My Jen is completely on the fence.
Yeah,
she'll do it.
She would do it, but she'll do it if
it
happens, but she doesn't care if it don't happen.
Right. Yes. I'd say that. Yeah.
I think my wife
I think it'd be fun.
I think my wife would do it. I think she would.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
But
they should do it.
So
why are you staring at me? You are fucking creeping me out, man.
So you're the big mouth in this podcast.
Okay.
So your wife would have to live up to that because she'd have to be the counter.
Did you not hear what I said? I said think.
No. All I'm saying,
that word think gets me in
all
trouble
I'm saying
all the
is,
time. Like Randy
she
Savage.
can't sit in the background.
Thinking. Yeah, dig it.
She can't sit in the background because she's got to come up to your level, right?
That's right.
Don't put that pressure on her.
Then she definitely won't do it.
When she listens to this, she's going to say, fuck him. I'm not doing that.
So, Sonny, here is your plea. 2 of the 3 wives listen to this podcast.
The one that doesn't listen already wants to do it.
Nice.
No. She has been listening.
I do like that. That is the truth there.
No, it's not the truth. I told you guys that last month.
You did?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but when's the next time you're going on vacation?
No, she's been doing it since then. Instead of watching the news in the morning, she listens to the podcast.
I didn't know that.
I said that.
He did.
That's
say
how
that.
much
He
you
did.
guys don't listen to me.
Well, he didn't tell us that she was listening to it in the morning. He told
Yeah.
us that she listened to it while they were heading down to
No,
vacation.
what he told me was that they're going to listen to it on
No,
the way
I
down
I think
there.
I said it.
Tony, yeah, Jamie,
that's what I
Jamie,
heard, too.
Jamie,
What episode?
listen to the last podcast.
Okay, the Jamie Hensley one?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
I will.
I
I just listened to it last night.
and
so
that's
I'm
where
pretty
he
sure.
said that we listened to it on the way down to vacation.
will. Well, I thought
Nope.
I said something about.
Nope.
Maybe I cut that part out.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Could be.
Oh, I said it, but I cut it out.
But I might have still said it. That you guys just didn't listen to me.
So,
Thanks.
I love
Tony,
you. I love you, brother.
we very much pay attention to you as
Oh
much as
my
we
god.
can.
As much as we can. After a while, we just
Which is very little.
After a while,
So,
Tony's lips are moving.
so here's the thing too. Here's and Sonny, you're going to get to make your plea, but here's the thing for Tina. I know why Tina wants to do it, because you can't go anywhere without someone knowing this asshole. You
Oh
know,
my god.
it drives me nuts this
pisses you
today.
off. It doesn't drive you nuts. It pisses you
We
off.
went
Okay,
out
here's
to,
the problem with this. I don't care, but when it's time to go, dude, let's go.
I agree with you there.
Oh my God. I don't know how many times we go out of the bar and then we sit out there for 10 minutes and then decide to come back in
Yep.
because you're still kissing babies and shaking hands.
But dude, it goes
You're
beyond
not
that.
even a politician.
Yeah, it's,
Like the
Wrap
Pope,
it
I-
up.
Anymore.
yeah,
You're
you're
going
right.
to see this douchebag in an hour
I don't
next
care.
day.
Here's the thing. So we were
I
out
like
to
people.
We were out to dinner.
Like them all the time. Just wrap it up.
I was out to dinner with Tina and Tony in Port Clinton.
I wasn't invited.
No, this
Oh,
was years ago.
Oh.
This we're getting dinner and the waitress finally looks at him. She goes, "Are you Tony Taylor?
And then this guy goes, Jesus fucking Christ.
You can't go anywhere. Enjoy a dinner with him around because everyone's got." It's like Jesus. This time, okay, he's not even the biggest member in Hot Lunch. They don't even let you hear him.
Right.
But yet everybody knows Tony Taylor.
Yeah.
Fuck Tony Taylor.
Fuck
Hey.
you.
Hey.
My mom listens to this.
You go out to eat with me, you got no worries. They're so scared of JpH, nobody talks to them.
So here's the thing. Here's Tina's chance to stand out beyond her freaking husband that knows everybody and everybody wants to talk to him.
Well, that's true.
And that's why she wants to do it so bad. So, Sonny, Tina already wants to do it. Here's your chance to plead to the wives why they should do your video cast.
Well, heck, Jennifer and Tina, I thought it'd be just a fun time, All of our video casts are, laid back,
Right.
easy going, just nothing hard.
Right.
I just thought it'd be interesting to hear what they do while you're doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they listen?
Right.
What was their favorite episode?
Right.
Favorite moments? A little bit about personal life. How'd
How
you
they
guys
met us.
meet?
Yep.
Things
Okay.
like that. I thought
Actually, it sounds like an amazing
I thought it'd be
idea.
cool.
It does.
It'd
It
be good
does.
fun.
yeah, behind the scenes. But the difference would be they get to see them, and nobody gets to see you guys.
Right.
That's how we like it.
Video cast.
We're the ugly ones in those groups.
Hey, man, I am not ugly. You don't stop including me in your dumb comments.
Has he looked in the mirror lately?
I'm fucking sexy, baby. That's right, baby. I'm like a fine wine,
All right.
better in time.
So keep on them. Like I said, 2.5. I was gonna say 2.5 thirds, but that doesn't even make sense.
2/3?
No, it's not.
It's
even
a good
2/3.
thing your job does not revolve around numbers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just ones and zeros.
But one of them, I guess what I mean to say is one of them take very little argument. She'll do it. One of them would take a little bit of argument, and one of them you really got to work on.
I will talk to her. I think that she'll be fine.
All right.
I
think
really
she
do.
will too.
I really
I think
do.
she will too. I think she said that. She said, if you two do it, I'd do it.
That pretty much is what she said. And she
You know,
also told me, she's like, if you really want me to do it, I will. And I'm like, oh, you're just hanging out with the 3 girls. You know the 3 girls. I mean,
Right.
it's not like it's,
exactly.
So yeah, I'm sure she's cool with it. So.
You know, when I reached out to Tina, I think it was her first. I talked to her, and she was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And I said, "Well, they got to make it to 6 first."
Right.
Right.
'Cause that was kind of what I said. If they make it to 6, we'll think.
Well,
about it.
so this would be the perfect time to do it because
Yeah.
you're on this episode. So.
Right.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. You know, I'm sure they got a lot of things to say.
Oh yeah. I tell you what.
And,
If you can open them up, they will.
Yeah.
They will talk about us. I'm sure.
Oh,
Well,
God.
at least
I know Jen.
at least 2 out of 3. Our gens will.
Oh yeah, they'll beat up on
Tina may not beat
Tina
up
kisses his ass.
No, she does not.
It's the pedestal.
yeah.
But you know what? And, you know, Tony and Tina they have a very, very, very amazing relationship.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
She's
agree.
my
For
favorite.
sure.
Yes, it's
Yep.
it's awesome. So
Been together for how
it's
long now, Tony?
inspiring to say the least.
25 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
25 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
good.
It's inspiring for me and Matt. So it really is.
For you guys
It
together?
is. I mean,
Oh
it's-
yeah, we hope to have that long of a relationship together ourselves.
yeah.
Me and Jamie.
Yeah, we said.
That's what it's talking about. That's the way it sounded.
Nope.
Actually, we've been together more than 25
Yeah.
years. Really.
Yeah. Yes.
We're old.
Graduated in
We're old
94,
men.
so yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
So
6-7 years on top of that. So
So
it's good stuff.
Yeah, so I'll get with them again, and
yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk
Get
to
it
the
going.
wife. and-
Tell them, hey, I want to do it before or around the same time this podcast. Put pressure on them.
Exactly.
Put pressure on them.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Well, then
Sonny,
they-
okay, so you're a big pusher of our show, and I love that. We are all grateful for that. Do you have a favorite episode by chance?
Oh, good
Oh, you know
question.
what?
I like that.
I really like the last one, not the one just came out today.
Okay,
'cause I haven't
good.
heard it all yet.
Yep.
But the one before
Mike
that,
Ritter?
yes,
Mike
I
Ritter,
like
yeah.
that.
Mike Ritter.
He's great.
Yeah, that was emotional for me and Mike. I mean, we kind of at the end with the guitar and
Yes,
stuff.
I
and
like
everything,
that.
It was.
You know, I've learned about Matt skiing.
Oh yeah.
I've learned about Gap Insurance.
The things you learn on this show.
Well, we just talked about this in the last episode. Like, I cannot wait for the year end because we're just gonna do basically not have the actual show, but have a show and then do all the clips for
All the
our
highlights
favorite
that we like,
highlights
yeah.
of the
Yes.
entire. There's so many of them. I don't even know if it's gonna be a.
I
two-part
love
show.
that because Sonny just dug deep for that one.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like
went to the
Gap
cut.
Insurance. When did
Oh,
we talk
yeah,
about that? I'm
man.
like, oh yeah, that was the second episode.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, he's
Yeah.
always
You
been
know-
a big fan of ours right from the get go, and
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, I love it. Just 3 guys talking about stuff they've done in the past,
Yeah.
current events, music. I love that part of it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. That was one of my things right up front was I'm a big supporter of local music. I'm a big supporter of being able to put out original music if you can do that. And
Yeah.
so it's been that's one of the key things. It's,
And
it's just always showcase it. Not all whole show. I told everybody up front, the whole show is not going to be about the music. So if you don't like the music, listen because it'll get away from that music part. And
And I think that's one of the cool things about our show is that we do promote that local music. That and the fact that we always drink bourbon with our beer.
Always. You said it.
I do drink it.
When
I'll
somebody else
always
is paying
drink
the tab,
drink it last
I
night.
owe it.
I was drinking it last night. I drank it at the grist mill.
I know that's where it came up.
That's the only time we've ever seen it, but it's always.
Well, that's because you two always do things behind my back, and nobody hangs out with me. So
No.
yeah.
How many times have you had bourbon down here?
Okay, I can't drive if I'm going to drink bourbon. So I
Oh,
apologize.
But always.
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 Yeah.
No, and it wasn't even that. It was this. Like, he gives me this look like, you idiot. I always drink bourbon with my beer.
I'm like,
How do you not know this?
yeah, the first field trip to the grist mill, Matt's like, hey, he's like, I got the first round. So Jamie's like, oh yeah, I'll take a beer and a bourbon.
I'm like,
He's like, no, I'll buy your beer. I'm not buying your bourbon. He goes, but I always drink a bourbon with a beer. I'm like,
And Tony gives me this look like, what the hell is he talking about?
I had to do a double take. I was like, I looked at him like, What?
As the lady's standing here like, what am I doing? Okay, am I ordering this or not?
We're arguing at the bar.
Yeah, so I listen to podcasts while I'm working sometimes, and your guys is the first podcast that I completed.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
there's
awesome.
And I thought, wow, these guys are some cool guys I'd like to hang out
Yeah.
with. That's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't like to hang out with us
Yeah,
once you
so-
did. I promise you that.
Maybe not.
You'd be like, okay, maybe I'll just listen to the podcast.
I'd probably have to buy the first round.
I won't get 2 drinks.
But I've heard people say, hey, maybe it's too long. I've heard
Yes.
in
Yeah.
your previous
Yeah.
podcast, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but
Yeah.
I liked the flow. I was interested.
Mhm.
And I even told Jamie, I said, man, this is the first time I've ever completed from start to finish
That's
a
awesome.
podcast.
Yeah,
God. Yeah, my other one, I haven't done it in forever.
right.
Somebody was like, dude, it's 45 minutes. I was like, okay. So here we are, 2 hours.
Yeah, and we've tried to get it down, but that's the problem. We start talking,
Yeah.
and then we listen back to see what we can edit down, and it's like 15 minutes. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
did we really say?
Right.
we're not going to force it. We're not going to script it. And we won't take out anything that makes sense. I
Right.
mean, so
in fact, we've talked before. We've had some arguments, not arguments, but
disagreements.
We've got to leave this in.
Yeah.
Like we were going to cut something. No, you got to leave this in. This is
and
the best
and
part
like
of this
some things
podcast.
I was totally against. I mean, me and Matt went head to head with one of them, and it was probably the most commented thing of that episode about how great that story was. It's like
Yeah.
What?
Brad lifted
That
him.
was the Mace story.
the Mace
Oh,
story.
yeah.
Oh,
He wanted to cut it. Remember?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time when we were down here editing, I had to kick Matt out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I don't think we talk. Maybe we did.
We've
talk
never
about it.
Best
about
day ever.
Yeah. It's like,
I agree. I didn't know it was that easy. I hate the editing.
so do I. That's why I said I'm not doing it alone. But like with editing, sometimes you'll lose something. It's like, well, so Jamie's like, well, I'll just record that part. I don't want to like
re-record
think we like do a whole show like that, like fix and re-record. It's not like that. It's just like a little snippet. And so like trying to get that part recorded, and then we're just
asshole-
laughing too much. We're
This
just laughing
asshole
too
wouldn't
much.
stop laughing right before I was
Make
going.
it
No,
all of us laugh.
I wasn't laughing. You were laughing.
But you were making him laugh.
Yes.
And so I was like, dude, I was like, can you please leave? He goes, are you kicking me out? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm not leaving. So I called Tina. I called my wife. I go,
Oh,
can you
boy.
please escort Matt upstairs, please?
the bouncer.
Yeah. So I got kicked out.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh.
So, but we can't let him do that all the time because then he's like, oh, that's all I have to do to get out.
Right. Exactly. I've already
No.
thought that.
No.
And actually, have I edited one since then?
Yeah.
Have I?
Because you and I had to edit one.
Oh, yeah.
Because
You're
that's when
right.
the dog
You're right.
ran away.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had instructions. He's leaving. He goes, edit the last show.
Well, I felt bad. You guys are here ready to go. We might as well do something.
Well, and so that means Jamie figured his way to get out of the podcast editing too. Hey, Jen, call me
yeah.
up and tell me the dog got out.
Yeah. let the $5,000 dog get out. Chase him all around town again.
You did not pay for 5,000.
No, but he's
cheap ass.
insured for 48.
Oh.
So it's good stuff, man.
All right, we seem to be winding down a bit here.
Yeah.
So,
Sonny, you got anything else you want to plug or promote or anything on your behalf?
Hey,
man?
JpH.
Nice
Podcast.
God, I love this guy.
I really appreciate your positivity, and it's genuine. So
Thank you, sir.
I want people to know that too. Like, you can see, I was like, what's this guy's angle? It's like, no, that's just him, and you can hear you talking about it now. It's like, well, when you do your videos and you do everything, it's like you don't have much time. But
Right.
hearing you talk and knowing you, it's it comes from within. So that's cool to have you here, and thank you for being you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So
before we get too far, I see Sonny change drinks. What do you got?
It's
now?
actually the same, but it's in a
okay.
can.
I was waiting for it to be an energy drink, but okay, good.
Oh, here's something that I just learned.
oh my god.
I just learned this. We have a very close mutual friend, the Walls. I didn't know that you are the green guy that runs around Fremont around St. Patrick's
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Day. Yeah, have you ever seen the pictures?
Yeah,
They say-
yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either.
Greg was
Yes.
telling me, I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. I was like, wow. I don't know if I let the cat out of the bag or not, but
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually every year I go to 1 or 2 cities.
Yeah.
Woodville or Clyde or
That's awesome.
Fremont, and I'll just have my wife drop me off somewhere, or I run from home, which is over by Wash Park, and
yeah.
I'll just run all over the place and just
I always,
say hi to people.
every time I see that walk by, I'm like, holy crap. Who is that guy? That's crazy, man. I mean, because it's like a full, complete bodysuit.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
bodysuit, yeah.
And if he did let the cat out of the bag, as we talked, we can edit.
Yeah, we can. This is true. We can back up. You dropped enough bombshells for us to be happy with. So
And of course, I always stop the 818 Club there.
Oh, you
Oh,
got
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
You got
That's
to,
good
The
yeah.
suit on, they love it.
oh yeah, I bet.
So.
Oh man, that's good stuff, man. So yeah.
All right. So, Sonny, it was great to have you on here.
Yes.
It was a very interesting time. Appreciate you making the trip. Appreciate you plugging the show.
Yes. Yes. We're very grateful
yeah.
for everything you do in our city.
Congrats on your books.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Looking forward to the third one. That should be interesting.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, guys. You guys are doing a good job, and just keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
I appreciate it.
JpH.
So
Hell
with that,
I love this guy, man.
with that, we're gonna have to. I just want to point out before I continue. He said JMT many more times than he said JpH. So.
I don't really care. I don't really care.
It's his podcast.
Oh, now he's kissing his ass.
Yeah, baby.
All right. So with that, let's take some moments of the show and try to figure out what we're gonna play for the third song that we didn't know what we were playing coming into it.
Wow, that's great, man. I'm so happy.
Remember when this used to be organized and you'd get it like a week in advance?
Yeah.
Now it's like, who are we playing this week? This band.
Yeah.
What songs? I'll tell you when we get there.
We didn't know the band until
Till minutes before the show.
like when I was doing yard work earlier. I was like, is this the episode where I'm gonna have to put my music on it? That's what I was thinking earlier today. 'Cause I've heard nothing about music. So I was like,
Oh man, I didn't think about that.
Hot lunch.
Little log on the fire.
I gotta get those vocals back on.
That's good stuff. Yeah, we'll leave you guys with some great music from Ohio Revival.
All right, so which one?
I don't know which one he can play right now, so we have to.
Well, give me a name.
Yeah, give him a
It's all
name.
off the EP. I got the EP here.
You got the EP?
Yeah.
How about When I'm Gone?
What? That's when we'll play the song. Is when you're gone.
We're gonna have to edit this. You do know that, right?
No, we're not. We got to show how organized this one was.
I tell you, man. Oh my God, whatever. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next month. Thanks for tuning in to the JpH podcast.